In front of me I have the Xiaomi POCO X8 Pro, and I'll be going over unboxing along with a quick look at the device, its specifications, build quality, and then give you my general opinions and thoughts about it. So this is the lower end version of the X8 lineup, and it's still a pretty damn good device. Now, before I go and start glazing this phone, I do want to quickly mention I am not actually sponsored by Xiaomi or any other company, so I'm not getting paid to say these things. I genuinely just believe that this phone is, the X8 lineup is pretty damn good. Which, to be fair, I didn't consider the, Xiaomi 17 lineup to be that great or super expensive for no reason. These, on the other hand side, seem to literally offer what looks to be the same kind of things while costing much less. So this device, just to start this off on a positive note, costs roughly about 300 euros. That is like entry to mid-range device. Now what it offers, I would argue, is closer to a flagship phone than a mid-ranger. Now inside of the box we get our charging cable, type A to type C, which you will need if you want to charge this device at the rated 100 freaking watts, though you also need the supported charger for it. We also get a silicone gray black kind of looking matte case, which I love to see, as well, it's matte, so it never gets that yellow nasty tint to it like the silicone clear cases do. Then we get the quick start guide, safety, and the energy rating sticker. Now this one is actually much lower than the Pro Max. Pro Max is freaking insane. This one gets like 66. It's still pretty good. 66 hours of battery life. You know, that's pretty damn nice. And just to give you a heads up, the Pro Max that I have right here gets over 80. Wait, actually, let me just check it out in the box, just so we can quickly take a comparison. Come on, open up. That gets, yep, 80 hours and 14 minutes. So, still, 66, pretty good. Could have been better. Only had to add like 3 more hours, would have been amazing. But in any case, and here we get the phone. Now this one is a little bit smaller than the Pro Max, which kind of explains why the battery is a bit smaller. So this device is coming at about a 6.59 inches in size, so it is definitely smaller. Here's the S25 phone. And here will be the, if I take off the case, here is the the Pro Max. As you can see, the Pro Max is definitely bigger, has a little bit less rounded corners too, which is something that I just noticed. So this one actually gives me a bit more kind of aesthetic vibe to an iPhone from the front. But 6.59 with a still decent resolution, or very good resolution actually. In terms of density, it's better than the Pro Max, as it's running about the same resolution of 1268 by 2756 pixels and boasts about 460 pixels per inch. Now, furthermore, it's an AMOLED display, 16 billion colors, 120 Hz refresh rate, over 3800 Hz refresh rate for touch inputs, Dolby Vision certified, HDR10 Plus certified, and a peak brightness of 3500 nits. Now, peak brightness isn't sustained one, like you can't use it yourself. It's only gonna get triggered when there is, for instance, like direct sunlight happening. So you go outside during summer, the phone detects that, you know, it's not bright enough, outside is like freakishly bright, so it boosts it up to that 3500 nits, and it only will run for that at that brightness for a period of time, maybe 5 minutes or so, at which point it's going to lower it down so it doesn't burn out the AMOLED display. So in any case, that is still decent brightness. It also has a 89.8% screen to body ratio, which is just a tad bit smaller than what the Pro Max has, but that's because the device is just smaller. I think the actual size of these bezels is exactly the same between them. Let's actually take a look between those. You open up something like settings. There we go. So yeah, the bezel seems to be about the same. It's just the fact that this phone Pro Max is bigger, so there's more screen. Now, to add on to the display, we have corner Gorilla Glass 7i that is being used right here, and that is rated for MOSH level 5. And on top of that, it's also coming with a pre-applied screen protector, which you can kind of see an outline right here, the cutout around the camera, and hopefully right here you can see that there is a applied protection. So it's a plastic one, but hey, I just love the fact that it comes with the device out of the box. Some manufacturers have this moronic idea to give you this plastic protector, but then make you apply it yourself. Now, I'm pretty sure it's not that hard to apply it in the factory, and plastic screen protectors are an absolute nightmare, at least for me, to apply them without getting some kind of air bubbles or some crap showing under it. So I like it when it's out of the box applied, as that's not a problem then. I don't need to put it on, so there won't be any air bubbles. Now, continuing on into the cameras, which will be probably the weakest part of these devices, we have a 50 megapixel 1.5f 26mm wide lens and 8 megapixel 2.2 f 15mm ultra wide. Now, just like on the Pro Max, you can record videos up to, oh wait, sorry. Right. Oh no, okay, this is the one. For a moment I thought that I'm looking at a wrong phone. I think these cameras are the same. Let me quickly take a look. So f 1.5 and 2.2, 1.5. Yep, those are literally the same cameras. So it seems like you don't get any kind of upgrade between these Pro and Pro Max. So honestly, pretty good. So 8 megapixel 2.2 f 15mm ultra wide, and you can do 4K at 60 frames and 1080p as a normal recording, also 60, but it goes to with a slow motion up to 960 frames. Also supports HDR10 Plus in recording. And then as a selfie and a hole punch camera, we got a 20 megapixel 2.2f wide sensor that does also 1080p 60 frames. So I would say the cameras right here are serviceable. They're not going to produce the greatest photos from what I tested out. They seem to be a little bit on the darker side in terms of exposure, but you can kind of mess around with this, trying to get the exposure a little bit higher. But out of the box, it seems a little bit darker, everything, a little bit more contrasty with deeper kind of colors. For instance, this plant right here, at least to this camera, it still looks bit greener than it actually is. This looks this is dusty. Okay, that's probably the best way to describe this. So this one is dusty, so it has a little bit of a whiteness to it from that, and because of that, obviously it has this lighter color tint to it, to that green color. Cameras, for the most part, when I capture with these cameras, at least the Pro Max, it adds like this more deeper, darker green color to it. So it's not basically representative of what I see right now, which should have been what camera sees. And you'll be able to see that in a second once I'm done setting up the device. Almost there. Almost there. Come on. Preparing system. Come on. Wow, this is taking a little bit longer than I expected. The Pro Max definitely did set up much faster. So I'm gonna come back to the cameras. Okay, never mind. It's finished finally. Okay, so let's open up a camera. One thing that I want to point out, it doesn't have this here. No, it does. So you can see right here the camera has the custom layout right here, which I first seen in the Xiaomi 17, I think. The one with also the released as the Leica version of it, which is pretty nice. You can just kind of create our custom buttons right here, or specific buttons. You can edit where they're positioned depending on how frequently you use them. So it gives you a little bit of versatility, and I just do generally like it. So we're going to open up camera and just snap a couple of photos. Now, because this is 1.5 f sensor, it should give us nice little bokeh. 25 millimeters. So, sorry, 26 millimeters. So it should give us nice little bokeh right here. Allow all, and you can see it. But one thing that I noticed, it does a little bit over sharpen the images, so they're not like the best kind of. I think they're serviceable. They look good, but they don't look exactly like what I see right here. They do have this artificial kind of look to it, which nowadays every phone tends to, as every phone uses AI to some extent to make their photos look better. So I wouldn't be buying phones specifically for the cameras nowadays. If I want to have a if I want to take photos, I'm not going to be really doing it nowadays with the phone. As what I take as a photo, I like it to be what I took, not something that I pointed a camera at and then the AI decided, you know what, this looks okay, but I can make it better, when no one asked it to make it better. So for that reason, I do have a mirrorless camera. And phone having a camera, great if I want to use it. I won't be mad when it's getting upscaled or any kind of other modification done to it, as it's what I come to expect. That's why I have a separate camera specifically for that purpose. So this is kind of phone more towards, I would say, that kind of person that won't really care that much about camera, as long as it's usable and produces decent enough results when you actually want to use your phone as a camera. It's there. But if you want to have a better result or just don't give two shits about photos, then obviously this won't be really a hindrance to you. So let's continue on into the internals. So inside here, we get a 6,500 milliamp hour battery that can be charged at a whopping 100 watts, which is pretty damn insane. So you do need to buy a charger separately, keep that in mind. It has a 8 to 12 gigabytes of RAM, depending on which option you go for. So at the lowest end, you get 256 storage and 8 gigs of RAM, half a terabyte with 8 gigs of RAM, or half a terabyte with 12 gigs of RAM, all option being UFS 4.1 storage type. So in general, pretty good. 8, 12, I think for a phone should be good enough, and regardless which one you go for. Storage wise though, if you need more than 256, you do need to buy it right away, the half a terabyte, as there is no expandable storage, unfortunately. So if I pop out the tray, you can see right here, no expandable storage. So that's a little bit of a shame. But still, you can get it with half a terabyte, which I think it's plenty enough storage for any kind of needs. As long as you're not like permanently, recording at 4K 60, I don't think you're gonna need half a terabyte anytime soon. So another thing in here is the processor, which is also pretty good. Dimensity 8500 Ultra. Now, it's not the fastest processor, not even from Dimensity themselves, but honestly, at this point, processors are an absolute overkill for how much power they have. I mean, take a look at Apple. Apple has literally put a mobile processor from their old device, from a last year's model, into a laptop, the MacBook Neo. And that's plenty enough of power, processing power, to literally be used in a computer. So you have basically the same amount of power here in your palm right now, which is more portable than a laptop. And I can tell you, you're not actually using probably half of that power on a daily basis. So do you really need the fastest processor? Probably not. Do you want it? Well, that just depends how much you've been baited by giga corporations like Samsung, making you, upgrade incrementally upgrade from one phone to another because, ooh, it got that new shiny processor. And just a tiny bit of an improvement in literally processing of photos, while the cameras are still the same. So I generally don't mind the processor being not the best right here. I mean, hell, this device costs 300 euros. This phone with this processor already punches way above its weight class, and then it has other things like, for instance, AMOLED display with high refresh rate, Dolby Vision, fantastic battery, super fast charging speeds, 4K 60 recordings. So it does way more than I would ever expect from a phone at this price range. So processor-wise here, I don't think you're going to need more than what is offered right here. You might be opening up a fraction of a second later applications that, I don't know, the Max would, or something like the S26 Ultra. Will you notice this? No. Even if you get it, is the millisecond that you saved of your life worth it every day? What is it going to come up to at the end of your life? Couple seconds of extra life? Big whoop. So honestly, this is just fine for me. It delivers everything that I would need it to. The only thing that I do like more over this device is the Max, as it has that whopping 8,500 mAh battery with stupid battery life. So that's one of the things that I would be kind of looking at, the Max, specifically for that battery life. This one is great. It's smaller, and it has because of that smaller battery and a lower battery life. So it's going to really depend on it if you want to spend extra 100 euros to get something that has a way bigger battery and faster processor and bigger display. But you would have to deal with the size. Obviously, this is not a small device, as you can see comparatively. This is a big phone. And other than the having a fantastic battery, if the same battery was in here, ooh, I would actually switch to this phone. Ooh. So yeah, and this already punches way above what, for instance, Samsung offers, like S25. You might as well go for this one. I can tell you that cameras on S25 are horrid. So I've been using one. So honestly, this to me seems like already an improvement over the S25. Now the only kind of difference here between something like a Samsung will be the Android OS that they have, the specific skin. So Xiaomi uses their HyperOS, while Samsung has something like the One UI. Now this is all preferential. If you like One UI, obviously you're not going to get it here. If you like HyperOS, well, it's here. So one last thing that I want to talk about is the build quality. And that's also something that this phone doesn't really mess around with. So number one, rating. It's IP69K rated, IP68, depending on the region. So that means that it's dust tight, water resistant, high pressure water jets, immersible up to 1.5 meters for 30 minutes rating. So hey, pretty damn good for a phone that is a POCO lineup. Now POCO previously was the kind of low end of Xiaomi, what they offered, this budget kind of thing, like Samsung A lineups or something like that. And they did suffer in terms of build quality, coming with like plastic build, no water resistance of any sorts. Nowadays, this is basically what I would expect from a flagship phone. And it comes on a phone that costs 300 euros. Not only that, it also has a aluminum frame right here. You probably were thinking plastic because it's so cheap. No, it's aluminum. So that's pretty great. Glass back, fantastic. And obviously glass front, that wasn't no surprise there. Now, one downside is you don't have any kind of wireless charging right here if you care for that. Neither this nor the Pro Max has one. But you know what? You can charge it at 100 freaking watts with a cable. I think I'm okay without wireless charging. So, conclusion right here. It's a fantastic phone. It's insanely fast. It's not the fastest though, but for current day, that your phone doesn't need to be. If you're looking for a good device that will basically get you through everything that you needed to do and do it very freaking well. Here it is. Additionally, things that you would expect it to kind of maybe be lacking in, maybe something like haptic feedback. It's also pretty freaking stellar right here. Xiaomi seems to be putting effort into literally everything about this device and only sacrificed the cameras, in my opinion, a little bit and delivered something like the lack of wireless charging. So honestly, those are two things that I don't mind sacrificing. I don't care. Specifically, as more, like I said, more companies are moving into AI everything. So camera here isn't really a camera. It's an it's AI algorithm envisioning what you're seeing in its own way, that it thinks that you might like more. So I generally dislike that. It's at that point, it's not really photography. So something about it just rubs me the wrong way. So a phone that sacrifices cameras because of that, I can't care less. But it delivers everything else that I would actually care about at a very, very affordable price, because $300, that's like mid-range territory, entrance to mid-range, and it punches basically nearly to a flagship level device with what it delivers. And this definitely is what I would consider a flagship phone. For some reason, it's a POCO, and for some reason, I would say it even competes with the Xiaomi 17 lineup that they have. The only thing that it doesn't really compete with is obviously the cameras, but other things that it offers, like stupid fast charging, insanely huge battery, 8,500, while also rocking a flagship processor, 12 gigabytes of RAM, 256 to half a terabyte of storage, same cameras and all that jazz. These phones are a enigma to me, why Xiaomi even makes them, as they literally compete with their own products. And one more thing that I do want to add, if you want to spend less money and have good cameras, you could also look into the POCO devices, the specifically POCO F8 Pro and Ultra having the better camera setup. These again will be cheaper phones than, like, for instance, something like the Xiaomi 17 Ultra, whatever they have, and the Leica one, while still giving you decent enough photo quality, and also having triple, I think it was 50 megapixel sensors, with the periscope being one of them. And they come roughly about 400 to 500 euro price tag, depending if you go for the Pro or the Ultra. And that was a previous phone from Xiaomi that also was just kind of like, makes me scratch my head, thinking how is even Xiaomi making a profit, as the Ultra comes at like 500 euros and comes with a Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. Okay then. So yeah, I don't know how is Xiaomi making these phones so cheap and so good, while still making profit off of this somehow. Because I would hope that they're making some profit. Obviously, they're not doing this charitably. So yeah, these phones are freaking amazing at this point. And like I said at the beginning, I am in no way sponsored by Xiaomi or anything. I just generally think that these phones are great because I value the money that I have to earn, and I am happy to see manufacturers make something that is decent, that seems to be good, but not try to get all of my money out of my wallet. And these phones seem to just do just that. They offer everything that I would expect from a phone at a better price. As you know, the market is moving forward. There is no reason why the same kind of device, what this is offering, should be costing me again $1,000 as it did, for instance, 2 years ago. It's not 2 years ago, it's now. So this phone should be equivalently priced. So it is. And like, I think it was, who was saying this, Mr. Who's the Boss, that cheap phones are getting good and good phones are getting cheap. And this is basically what this is here. It's a very good phone being cheap, or cheap phone being very freaking good. So in any case, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Welcome. In front of me is a POCO X8 Pro, and today I will show you how we can go through the setup process of this device. So, when you boot up your device for the very first time, you should be presented with the same screen that you can see on my end, which is just telling you that this is running HyperOS. Let's click on the arrow so we can move on to the language selection page. And here, select your desired language. For me, that will be English. And if you're also planning to select English, don't get fooled by these regions. They mean absolutely nothing. You can select whichever one you want, as the actual region is right here. And additionally, I would potentially recommend changing your region, even if it's not where you live, to one that is part of European Union, such as, for instance, Poland. Now, the reason for this might be baseless, as there is nothing yet that had happened that would test this, really. But the idea behind this suggestion is that if European Union comes up with a consumer-friendly laws, that's usually what they do here, that is detrimental to some companies' existence, companies at this point make changes globally if they're forced to. But if one is going to threaten their existence in a way that, you know, their business can't continue, they either will pull out of that region altogether, meaning European Union, and basically stop selling phones, or they will just comply, but only in that region, while keeping business as usual everywhere else, so they don't lose revenue. So in case that would ever happen, by selecting this region, I would hope that we would be then considered to fall under that category that's got the stuff changed for that more consumer-friendly orientation. Now, again, this is just kind of speculation and in a way potentially maybe only future-proofing, as at this moment I don't think there's anything that would kind of fall under that. But historically, when European Union comes up with some kind of laws, they're usually consumer-friendly, and let's be honest, even Trump isn't too freaking happy about the changes because, ooh, how dare you regulate United States companies? Because it's not like they're doing business in Europe. Anyway, let's move on. And next we have terms and conditions. So we have user agreement and privacy policy. And I'm going to be honest, I never read a single word of any of these. So I just, like the box right here, that I have read and agreed. And I sometimes have carefully read and agreed. Anyway, next we have setup using another device. So let me just grab another device. And you will get a pop-up like this. Now, this could potentially be useful to you, as what it allows you to do is when you select setup and continue there, on this phone you'd need to confirm your old phone's screen lock. That'd be PIN, pattern, or password. And sometimes you also might need to do that little number matching where you have like the 3 numbers that show up and you need to press the correct number that is visible on that other phone. And what this will do is then move all of your Google accounts, and on top of that, anything that is associated with those Google accounts. That'd be things like your cloud stored contacts, messages, photos, videos, and so on. As it's all cloud stored, it just kind of goes through the Google account anyway. So you have it available then on this phone as well. For moving applications and so on, it's kind of horrendous. There is a better way. So if you want to move apps from one phone to another, I'm going to go to that at the end. For moving accounts, this actually will be good. Anyway, next is checking for SIM card. Now, this phone, I believe, also supports eSIM, or I think it might have been only the Pro Max. But in any case, you can insert your physical SIM card right now if you want to, or skip it. In reality, you can insert that card at any point throughout the setup. So I'm just going to skip it. And next, we also have the network connection. Again, this is optional. You don't need to do so. I'm going to be skipping both of them. Just because it shortens the setup just a little bit by removing things like checking for system, whatever kind of BS from Google, and also giving it a login page for Google. But next we have set screen lock options right here. So we can select right here from 3 different screen lock options like pattern, password, PIN, or password. And you will need one of these if you're planning to use biometrics such as fingerprint or face recognition. Now, a reason for that is the biometrics aren't 100% reliable. So, and sometimes where both of them for some reason fail you because you got a tiny little blemish on both your face and your finger, and the device can no longer recognize that, you will always can rely on the pen pattern or password, which doesn't care about those blemishes. So anyway, now you can use just screen lock if you want to, without the biometrics, if that is something that you desire. But I would recommend selecting some kind of screen lock at least, because your phone obviously stores all of your personal information, your photos, contacts, and other things. So if you were to ever lose this device, whoever finds this would have been nice for you if they just don't have free access to it. That's one thing. And number two, you can also kind of look at it as a little middle finger to whoever would find your phone and wouldn't want to return it, where they find the phone and they think, oh, I'm just going to reset it and use it. Typically, you also have a Google account on your phone, and if you have a screen lock and they reset it, that device basically becomes locked, and it's as useful to them as a brick. Because as long as they can't verify the screen lock or the Google account, which they shouldn't, that basically prevents them from being able to ever finish up the setup and effectively use this device. So at least you can be happy that whoever was this scamming cunt that didn't want to give back your phone that you lost, well, they're not going to be using it either. Anyway, next we have Google services. I'm going to try to go through these as fast as possible and give you as much information as possible in here. This is a very interesting page, and I believe you should know. So first, use location and allow scanning. These both act at the same time, as you can see. So quickly, use location. If you turn that off, your device isn't actually unlocatable. It still uses location. It just prevents applications and services from using things like Wi-Fi access points, mobile network towers, and the GPS to know where you're located at. But it only caters to the apps and services and nothing else. So that doesn't really matter for your privacy purposes if you want to be completely off the grid. Second, that we have allow scanning, so allows apps and services to scan for Wi-Fi networks, nearby devices at any time, even when Bluetooth or Wi-Fi is turned off, which also equivalently means that your device, even when Wi-Fi and Bluetooth is off, never actually turned it off. It just tricks you into thinking that it's off. So that's great. Moving on. And again, just to reiterate, this only again applies to apps and services. Your phone itself, like the system, can still search for it based on this. And on top of that, other devices can search for you because they probably didn't turn that shit off. So again, that kind of goes against the location kind of idea and trying to be completely off the grid. And last thing in here as a toggle is the send user and diagnostic data. Now, contrary to the name, is just basically Google's trying to gain data on you. So they can sell it, monetize it, and make a next new record profit this year again. And just to quickly go over it, help improve your Android device experience by automatically sending diagnostic device and app usage data to Google. Now, why the shit should that be your concern? Because in reality, it shouldn't be. It's not in your best interest to improve this operating system. It's in Google's interest. And if they want to do it using your data, they should be paying you for it. As not only are they going to take that data for free, they're also going to sell the shit out of it so they can make money off of it and supposedly make it to improve their system. But improving system is in their interest, so you want to go back there. It shouldn't be your job, because you don't get paid for it, to share your data that is monetizable, which you don't get anything for. So turn that piece of shit off right away. And last thing, and the worst one in here, is the install updates and apps. Now, it's basically a kind of like a you will do this or go screw yourself, because it tells you that by continuing you agree to this device, that this device may automatically download and install updates and apps from Google. Now, there's no world where you can just proceed forward without this happening. So effectively, if you don't like it, tough shit, you're not going to be using this phone, which already is disgusting. And what this also holds, which isn't mentioned in here, is the OTA update services. You can potentially turn off your system updates, so it's not automatically going to download and install it. You can potentially prevent applications from updating, as long as they don't do it through like a web server. And you can just prevent 2 of the 3 things that might be happening. The third one is the OTA update services, which you don't know. shit, probably the name doesn't even tell you much, as what it stands for is over the air. Now, if that sounds like a load of corporate bullshit, it's because it is. It's one that is designed to basically make you unaware what that is and what it does. And what it does is basically disregards any kind of your wishes, because by turning off any kind of updates that you possibly can, this kind of goes, looks at you straight in the eyes, shows you a middle finger, and tells you, go fuck yourself, we're going to still do it. And you won't even know. Which I have massive problem with, because this specific kind of feature allows any company, like for instance Google or Sony or any other ones, to change the terms of purchase after the purchase was made. So, to give you some examples, Sony has Xperia phones. Those Xperia phones were used by people that have also Sony cameras as a viewfinder for their camera. So basically you can stream through a USB cable from your camera to your phone. It came with the application specifically designed for this, that is also part of their ecosystem. Now, Sony decided, fuck you, we're just gonna put that behind the subscription now. Years after you purchased this phone, the rules have changed. Now pay us. Which sounds kind of disgusting. So that's one. Another one was with Samsung and their $3,000 fridge, which was smart. Was so smart that when people bought it, a year later or so, Samsung decided that, you know what, it has a display, internet connection. We're going to start giving people ads on them and they can't say shit about it. Here you go, here are your unwanted ads. We don't give two shits that you don't like them. And that again was done through the OTA update services, which again this phone also has. And most recently we have Google, which is coming out and trying to tell you that, oh, we care so much about you that we're gonna basically prevent you from installing malware ads by preventing you from installing any apps. Sorry, I meant apps, not ads. Any apps that didn't originate from a store which we control and which we make profit off of, which seems kind of a little bit monopolistic. That's number one. And number two, conflict of interest there. So in any case, they kind of went and just said that you no longer will be able to do that in the future because we care so much about you. Oh, you actually know what you're doing and you don't want this? We don't give a shit. It's still gonna come. Shut the fuck up and consume. So that was one thing, and because of the backlash and rage from people, because it's Android, they went back on it at the beginning of 2026, just so a couple months later they can be like, got you losers, did you forget already? Well, we're bringing it back, because screw you. And again, backlash once more. And now they're like, oh, you know what? No, we actually found some way. There is a way to allow you to install applications from outside of Play Store, actually. Please don't leave. But you know what? At this point, I don't believe it. I believe that by the September, I think when they're supposed to roll this out, they're going to go back on it right before. And people will be bamboozled because they will change their mind again, as they did already change their mind 3 freaking times. So what you can actually do for this is delete OTA update services, which are also responsible for security patches. But to be fair, I consider a company being able to change the way my device operates after the purchase to be a massive security vulnerability, which I would like to patch by deleting this shit. So that's probably what I will be doing on my phone. Good riddance, Google. Anyway, next we have some basic settings. Location. Now these are from Xiaomi specifically, so some of them will look like they might be showing up again. But there's only one that I want to talk about in here just to save time, which is this one, personalized ads. It's basically Xiaomi now trying to get in there, get to your data and sell it so they can make profit. And it wouldn't be that bad considering these phones are freaking amazingly affordable. But what I despise right here is that when you try to turn this piece of shit off, Xiaomi decides to use reverse psychology by flipping these switches with each other and trying to get you to confirm that it's going to stay on. Now, as far as Android works, when you do an action and you want to confirm that action, this is the button for it. But it doesn't do that. This is not how you do it, Xiaomi. So for that, I will be turning it off and recommending you do the same, because learn to program your shit correctly and stop trying to scam people. But hey, I still like Xiaomi just because their phones are very well nicely priced, and that's part of the way they're doing it. They're subsidizing selling your personal kind of data for usage to make profit and offset the cost of the device. These phones are great for the price. So obviously, if you want to support that so you can continue having this kind of devices for such a price, then maybe you don't want to turn that off. Anyway, next we have parental control. It's up to you if you want to use it or not. Next, font settings. There's not much difference between them. Numbers will look a little bit different with the other font, and they become like 3 becomes a little bit more squared, and they're just a little bit more kind of modernized, if I can call it this way. But the actual font for the text itself, it just appears to be a little bit bigger, and that's about it. It's up to you which one you obviously want to use. Next, we have Wallpaper Carousel. I genuinely don't like this, and I'll explain why, and you can make a decision. This is basically a wallpaper, bunch of random ass wallpapers pulled from the internet or generated sometimes by AI that will be showing up as on your lock screen, and this wallpaper will change every single time you press the power button, like so. So every time there's going to be a new wallpaper. Now, this wouldn't be inherently bad if not for the actual like carousel part of it, because the choices of wallpapers here are ones that I personally don't vibe with too much. So some of the wallpapers you'll find, as I've seen recently, were toddlers, a lot of them for some reason, which seems a bit weird, considering, you know, someone's child, but most certainly not yours. So that's already kind of you know, just kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But another thing is, if you have a significant other, will be wallpapers of other women cleaning, doing yoga, just relaxing on a couch. Now, I cannot imagine any worse way to come back home, set my phone on a countertop, and then have my significant other look at it, and then start yelling for the rest of the day about who's that skank, which disappeared from your phone when I saw it. Yeah, I think I will be skipping that. I prefer my peace of mind when I get home. Anyway, next thing we have is select launcher, or basically how your apps are visible, either any app tray, which you can pull up and they're alphabetically organized, or just iPhone-esque kind of appearance with all of them on your home screen. I like the app drawer. Next, we have system navigation, gestures being selected by default, but you do have the option of the virtual buttons right here as well, if that is something that you prefer. And next thing, recent layout. We have 2 different styles. I personally like this one, just because the way you close them, you can kind of quickly close it by just swiping up, while these both go in different directions, so it makes it kind of weird. So I personally prefer this one. And that basically finishes up the setup. Now, there is one last thing that I was going to show you, which is that application where you can find it for migrating your device. So if you have an old phone that you have all your data on, and this is your new one, instead of using that Google that we've seen before and you know, the weird kind of like number matching with your old phone's pattern, what you can do is download on your old phone. Let's say it's a Samsung, right? You can download to Play Store Mi Mover on here, and then once it's done preparing system, you can find that same application on this device and basically connect these 2 phones together and move all your applications, app data, and so on to this phone very seamlessly, fast, and painlessly. I genuinely recommend this way of going about it. So that application will be located in System, Apps, and Mi Mover right here. So anyway, that's about it. So if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to restore backup and how to transfer data on POCO X8 Pro. Okay, first I'm going to show you how you can transfer the data from a previous device into your brand new POCO, then we'll restore the backup from Google One, Xiaomi Cloud, and then from the computer. So let's begin. We are doing the setup process, as you can see, so select your language and click on Next. Choose your region and also click on Next. Select that you agree, again click on Next, And we have the option that we are interested in, setup using another device. As you can see on my old phone, an option for the setup automatically appeared. If it doesn't appear in your case, don't worry. On your Poco, select the device type of your previous phone. In my case, I have an Android. And let's manually scan this QR code. So I'm about to use the camera app and the Google Lens. If you don't have the Google Lens on your device, you can always use some third-party QR code scanning apps. But I think that almost every device has Google Lens. So now scan this code. Of course, you got to be connected to the Wi-Fi on your old device. Okay, now both devices are going to connect to each other. This might take a little bit, so we gotta be patient. Now I also need to verify by drawing the screen lock that I had on my old device. And I don't know why it's not responsive. Okay. If you want to insert a SIM card right now, it's not necessary, so I'm about to skip it. Getting the phone ready, so now we gotta wait. Okay, I also need to confirm by drawing the screen lock that I had before on this device, because I was resetting it through the recovery mode, so that is why I had to draw the screen lock that I had before. If you are doing the setup for the first time, you won't have that, so you don't need to worry. Okay, copy apps and data. We gotta click on next. On our old device, we can see the sentence that we need to continue the setup on our Poco. So now device is scanning for the data that we can copy, so we gotta wait. Okay, and now choose what you want to copy from your old device. In my case, I would like to copy everything except the apps. In here, you can see the estimated time. In my case, it's going to take about 1 minute. Of course, if you're copying a lot of apps from your previous device, the process may take a little bit longer. Okay, when it comes to the things such as Google Calendar, contacts, and the photos, and the Gmail, those things are synced automatically. Okay, if you have selected everything that you want, oh, something went wrong. It has disconnected, I don't know why. Okay, and now click on copy. Okay, and now we have to go through the setup process. The whole copying process will be done in the background. And now we can set the screen lock. If you want, you can do it. I'm about to skip it. If you don't do something right now, don't worry. You can always do it later in the settings. Okay, now we have the Google services. Simply scroll down and hit the accept button. Now we have backup options and features. They're really useful and I always turn them on, but it's up to you. It's your device. Now we gotta select our default browser and also the search engine. When it comes to me, I always pick the Google Chrome as my default browser and the Google as default search engine. Okay, now we can continue the setup or leave and get a reminder. That is up to you. I want to continue. Okay, now we have a feature that will let contacts nearby find and share with us. It is up to you. In here you can read how it works. I'm about to agree. Now the Gemini, which is the personal AI assistant, and we can turn on a cool possibility to turn on the Gemini by simply saying the sentence, "Hey Google." I don't want it for now. Of course, you can turn it on later. Now, if you want, you can add another email account, change how text displays, or review additional apps. I don't want any of these, so I'm about to click on no thanks. We're also nearly done when it comes to the copying. Actually, it's finished. We can see it on both devices. So let's click on done. On our Poco, we won't be needing our previous phone anymore. Scroll down, click on next. If you're interested, you can turn on the parental controls. Click on next. Select the font settings, default or the Mi Sans. I'll stick to the default. In here you can set up your lock screen. You'll be able to enable the wallpaper carousel. I don't want it, so I'll click on skip. Of course, everything is available later. Now select your home screen style, classic or with the app drawer. Then hit next button. In here we have the recommended apps that we can download. I don't want any of these, so I have to unselect everything manually. Then click on next. Now the navigation mode, gestures or buttons. If you want to use gestures but you don't know how, you can always click on learn. You'll have a tutorial. Then click on next. Select recent layout, vertical or horizontal. Let's say, I don't know, horizontal. Next. Okay, preparing the system. Now we gotta wait. And then the arrow appear. And after that, we'll be ready to use our device. So let's wait a little bit. Okay, when it shows all set button, simply tap on that. And now we are ready to use our device, as you take a look. Also, don't disconnect from the Wi-Fi yet, because some of the things might still be installed or synced in the background. You'll be able to monitor everything in the notification bar right in here. Alright, so that was the first method. That's how you can transfer the data. And now let me show you how you can restore the backup from Google One. Okay, when it comes to the second method, as you take a look, again, we are doing the setup process. And now, when we have possibility to set up our phone using another, we gotta click on skip. And now, wait a little bit, you can insert your SIM card. And now we gotta connect to a network manually, so select the Wi-Fi that you wanna use and type the password. Hit the connect button. Click on next. Okay, getting the phone ready. It might take a little bit, so we gotta be patient. I'm setuping this phone for myself. Okay, and now really important part. We gotta sign in into the same Google account on which we made the backup before, because if you sign in into a wrong account, you won't have possibility to restore it. So, first type the mail. And then click on next, and now we gotta type the password. Okay, then click on next. Okay, now I need to verify. Okay, on my second phone, click on agree. There's a chance that you won't have that two-step verification, because basically that's the thing that you turn on manually. Okay, copy apps and data, click on next, and now select the backup that you want to restore. In here I have a list of all backups that I made on this Google account, and I want to restore the backup from my Poco that I made almost 1 hour ago, so I just need to tap on that, click on next. I also need to confirm by drawing the screen lock that I had in the moment when I was creating that backup. Okay, when it comes to Google Photos, Gmail, Calendar and Drive, those things are synced automatically. And now select down below what you want to restore. You can restore everything, 67 apps. In my case, I don't want those apps, so I'm going to unselect it and now click on restore. The process will begin in the background. And now, just like in the previous method, we gotta go through the setup process, so I'm about to skip the screen lock. When it comes to Google services, simply scroll down all the way and hit accept. Now we have backup options, always turn them on. Click on next, select the default browser. I'll pick Google Chrome, and now the search engine, always pick Google. Okay, let's continue the setup. Now the feature that will let contacts nearby and find and share with us. I'm about to agree. I'm doing, basically, it's the same just like in the previous method, when I was transferring the data from the previous device. Okay, now click on continue. Now we have the Gemini. We can launch the Hey Google option. I'm about to click on no thanks. Same thing in here. Okay, we gotta wait. Okay, now scroll down, click on next. Next. Select the font settings, default or the Mi Sans. You can set up your lock screen and use the wallpaper carousel. I'm about to skip it, always available later. Click on next. I don't want any of those recommended apps, so I'm about to unselect everything. Select system navigation mode, gestures or buttons. I'll stick to gestures, click on next. Now select the recent layout, vertical or horizontal. Okay, preparing the system. Now we gotta wait until the button appears. It will appear down below on the downside of the screen. And after that, we'll be ready to use our device. And just like in the previous method, don't disconnect from the Wi-Fi yet, because some of the things might still be installed or synced in the background. So you'll be able to monitor everything in the notification bar. So have that in mind. Now let's wait a little bit. And I'll show you that device will be ready. Okay, now click on All Set. And we are ready to use our device. Okay, that was the second method. Now let's restore the backup from Xiaomi Cloud. Okay, now let's restore the backup from Xiaomi Cloud. To do it, open up the settings, click on About Phone. We don't have to be in the setup process anymore. Scroll down, click on Backup and Restore. Select Xiaomi Cloud. First, you need to sign in, of course. Okay, now click on Backups. Click on Allow. Now click on Manage Cloud Backups. And select the backup that you want to restore. In my case, I want this one. So select Restore Data. Okay, and click on Restore. Now we gotta wait. Okay, and it's going in the background, so we have to wait. Okay, it's going to take a little bit, so I'm about to speed up the video. Okay, the backup is successfully restarted, so we can click on Done. And now let's restore the backup from our computer, but before we do it, let's click on About Phone, then Backup and Restore. And just for now, let's create a new backup, a local backup. We'll delete it later. Basically, we are doing this only because we gotta create a special folder in the internal storage of our device. So let's create a really short backup, small backup. Let's say that I'll pick only other system app data. Let's click on got it, and now backup. Okay. Now to restore the backup from the computer, the backup that we want to restore, we gotta connect our phone into our computer using the USB-C cable. Here it is. So now we can click on Finish. Now connect your phone. Open up notification bar. Click on Charging this device via USB. Tap once again. Click on File Transfer / Android Auto. Just like that. And now we gotta let me go only to my desktop. Okay. Now open up the File Explorer. Go into this PC. Find your POCO. Open it up. Click on Internal Shared Storage. Now, My UI, Backup, All Backup. In here, we have the backup that we have just created, so we can delete it. Okay. And now into that folder, we gotta copy the backup that we want to restore. In my case, it's right in here, so we have to drag it to the folder. Now we can close it up. Now on our phone, open up the settings, About Phone, Backup and Restore, Mobile Device, Restore, select the backup, and click on Restore. Okay, it has started. So now we gotta wait. It shouldn't take much time. In my case, of course, because the backup is really small. So let's keep waiting. Okay, 100%. We can click on Finish, and it has been successfully restored. We can also unplug the cable. Alright, and that's all in this video. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe.
Hi, it's HardReset, and today I'll show you how to pair Bluetooth on POCO X8 Pro. First, scroll from the top and open Bluetooth settings, then more settings. And just click on your Bluetooth device, then click pair on both of the devices. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and see you in the next one.
Hi, welcome to the Hard Reset channel. In this episode, I'll show you how to change the system navigation from gestures to buttons on the POCO X8 Pro phone. First, we go to the settings. Here we look for the home screen tab, where at the bottom we'll find the system navigation option. Here, from gestures, of course, we'll need to select the second option, which is buttons. If this video was helpful to you, leave a thumbs up and subscribe. That's all from me. I'll say goodbye now. Bye.
Hi, it's HardReset, and today I'll show you how to record screen on POCO X8 Pro. So, scroll from the top and open here Recorder. Now when you click this red button, the screen is recording, and click once again to end the recording. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and see you in the next one. Hi, it's HardReset and today I'll show you how to connect to 5G on POCO X8 Pro. So first, scroll from the top and open the Wi-Fi settings. Right here you need to be near the router with 5G internet. Just click on it and then type in the password, connect, and that's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and see you in the next one.
Good morning guys, in front of me is POCO X8 Pro, and let me show you how to reset network settings on this device. So at first, let's open the settings, then find and select more connectivity options, scroll all the way down, and here you will notice reset Wi-Fi, mobile networks and Bluetooth. And if you truly want to do it, just mark reset settings, draw your analog pattern, tap on OK, and that's it, that would be all. So, thank you for watching, please subscribe our channel, and leave the thumbs up. Hello everyone, today we've got here POCO X8 Pro, and let me show you how to activate charging sounds. So first of all, enroll the settings, then find and select sound and vibration. Here go down and mark additional settings. Now locate charger, so unless it is active, just mark this indicator, and as only it is on, your device would play the sound once the charger is connected. So when you plug in the charger, you will be able to hear the sound. Thank you for watching, please subscribe our channel and leave the thumbs up.
Hi, it's HardReset and today I'll show you how to install and uninstall apps on POCO X8 Pro. First, find Google Play Store and then click on app you want to install. So for example, ChatGPT, and just click install. To uninstall, go into the app drawer right here and we have CapCut, click and hold, then trash bin and uninstall. That's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and see you in the next one.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO X8 Pro, and let me share with you how to change the screen timeout on this device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and here we have to scroll and find a lock screen. Then let's tap on sleep, which is at the very top, and as you can see here we've got some options from which we can choose. At the top we've got relatively short options like 15 or 30 seconds, and at the bottom the longest, which is 10 minutes. So just mark the option that you like to use. I'll pick 10 minutes, and as you can see it is immediately notified right here, which means that from now on, after 10 minutes of inactivity, this device will black out. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hello everyone, today we've got here POCO X8 Pro, and let me show you how to remove Google account from this device. So first of all, enroll the settings, then find and select additional settings, and now go to accounts and sync. Here choose the Google account, tap on more icon and select remove account. And now if you truly want to do it, if you really want to get rid of this account along with all its data, just mark remove account. Then draw your analog pattern or use your fingerprint to confirm your decision about removal, and that's it. It is no longer connected with your device. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe our channel and leave the thumbs up.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO X8 Pro, and let me share with you how to reset up preferences on this device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and here we have to scroll and find the section apps. Then let's tap on the three dots icon in the right upper corner and tap on other settings. Here we have to localize the option Reset Up Preferences, which is right here. And now your device is informing you what it will actually reset. So among others, disabled app notifications and background data restrictions for apps. What's more, no worries, you won't lose any app data. So simply tap on Reset Apps and basically this is it. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hi, it's HardReset, and today I'll show you how to set up backlight on POCO X8 Pro. So first go into the settings, then scroll down into the additional settings. Here, backlight effects, backlight, enable. And right here you have the effects from incoming call reminders, all call, contacts, favorite contacts, game light effects that you can enable if you have any games installed on your phone, rhythmic light effects from the music. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and see you in the next one.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO X8 Pro, and let me share with you how to show battery percentage on the status bar in this device. So let's start with opening the settings, and here we have to scroll and find the option Notifications and Status Bar. Then let's scroll and find this battery indicator. Okay, no. Battery indicator, and as you can see in this device we've got three different options. So only the graphical one, the percentage inside the battery icon and outside the battery icon. So basically just tap on the option you'd like to use and your device will immediately apply it. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hi, it's HardReset, and today I'll show you how to manage store on POCO X8 Pro. So first go into the settings, then find apps settings, and right here find an app that you want, for example Facebook. And right here you have clear data that is unavailable because I didn't use Facebook here. So for example, Gmail. Oh, we have clear data and we have clear cache and all data. And that's pretty much it. Here you can also uninstall updates or disable an app. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and see you in the next one. Hi, it's HardReset, and today I'll show you how to use navigation gestures on POCO X8 Pro. So first, when you scroll from the bottom and held at the center of your screen, you will open the background apps menu. Here when you're in an app, just scroll from the bottom fast to go into the home screen. And you can scroll from the right and from the left to go back by one motion. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and see you in the next one. Hi, it's HardReset, and today I'll show you how to split screen on POCO X8 Pro. So first open one app, then go into background apps, click and hold, then this split screen icon. And now select second app, for example Instagram. So exit split screen to unlock the Instagram. So we need to choose the other app. For example, Play Store. And as you can see, we have two apps at once. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and see you in the next one.
Hi Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO X8 Pro, and let me share with you how to check the serial number of this device. So let's begin with opening the dialer. Tap on the keypad and enter a code which is *#06#. And as you can see at the bottom of this pop-out window, we've got the serial number of this device. So let's tap on OK. And now another way through the settings. So let's open the settings. Here we have to tap on About Phone, which is at the very top of the list. Then let's scroll and find Detailed Info and Specs. And here scroll down again to find the status. Now let's enter model. And as you can see right here, we've got the serial number of this device. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO X8 Pro, and let me share with you how to clear credentials on this device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and here we have to scroll and find this option Fingerprints, Face Data and Screen Lock. Then let's go to the Privacy, and here scroll down and find the option More Security Settings. Now let's tap on Encryption Credentials, which is at the very top, and now almost at the very bottom of the list we've got the option we're looking for, so Clear Credentials. Just tap on it and tap on OK. Now if you've got any kind of screen lock, you will have to enter to confirm the whole step, so let me do it. And as you can see, not only we've got this information, but also this option is inactive, which means that we just successfully removed all saved certificates. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO X8 Pro, and let me share with you how to change video resolution on this device. So let's begin with opening your camera app, and currently we are on the standard photo mode, so let's switch to the video one. If you can see the red color inside the shutter button, it means that for sure you're on the video mode. So now we can take a look at this option bar here, and as you can see here, we've got 4K, which stands for the resolution. So just tap on it, and in this device we've got three different options, so 4K, 1080p, and 720p. So all you have to do is to tap on the option like to use. I'll pick this one, and as you can see, it was immediately applied, and it means that from now on our device will use the chosen resolution whilst recording a video. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO X8 Pro, and let me share with you how to reset camera preferences on this device. So let's begin with opening the camera app. And currently we are in the standard photo mode. The mode doesn't really matter because we will open the general settings. So let's tap on this arrow at the very top to open more options, and then tap on settings, so the gear icon. Now let's go to general, and here scroll down. Go to other settings and tap on restore default settings. Tap on OK. And the settings flashed a little bit, which means that we just successfully reset camera preferences. So for example, if you've previously set the grid lines, then they should disappear after resetting. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO X8 Pro, and let me share with you how to check the IMEI number of this device. So let's begin with opening the dialer, as it is the fastest way to check the IMEI number. Tap on the keypad and enter a special code, which is *#06#. And as you can see by this code, we are provided with both IMEI numbers of this device, so let's tap on OK. And now let me show you another way through the settings, which will be useful if for some reason the secret code won't work or you will forget about it. So just open the settings. Here we have to tap on About Phone, which is at the very top of the list. Then scroll down again and go to Detailed Info and Specs. Scroll down and go to Status. And as you can see right here, we've got both IMEI numbers for both SIM slots. Of course, you have to tap on the specific IMEI number to show it. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hi, it's HardReset, and today I'll show you how to set up Dolby Atmos and on POCO X8 Pro. So first go into the settings, then scroll down to sounds and vibration, all the way down to sounds effects. Now, here click on sound effects and change from Xiaomi sounds to Dolby Atmos. Here you have, for example, graphic equalizer that you can manually change right here, or use some presets. Then you have immersive sounds, experience, immersion, and sense of space when audio is played. You have headphone remote buttons that you can change from control volume level to control music playback. And here you can assign the buttons. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and see you in the next one. Hi, it's HardReset, and today I'll show you how to set up parental control on POCO X8 Pro. So, go into the settings, then digital well-being and parental control. And right here, scroll down to parental control and set up parental control for another child if you already have it. Then here, as you can see, we are redirected to Google Family link and install it. I'll be back with you when it's done installing. Then open it. Here continue as your mail. You can allow the notifications, and right here you can control your children. Here you can add another child. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and see you in the next one.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a POCO X8 Pro, and let me share with you how to change the system language on this device. So let's begin with opening the settings. So just tap on the app with gear icon, and here you can simply scroll all the way down just like that to find additional settings. So just localize this icon with 3 dots in it. Just tap. Then let's tap on the second option, so languages and input. And here tap on languages, so the first option. And as you can see, here we've been transferred to the full list of available languages from which we can choose. So in this model, it is really easy because all you have to do is to find your language and then tap on it. And your device will immediately mark it, and it will immediately apply the new language. So after getting back, you can see the new language applied to the whole system. Let me do it again. Tap on it, find the language, and tap on it again. Go back, and as you can see, it was immediately applied. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO X8 Pro, and let me share with you how to check for the software updates on this device. So first of all, make sure that you've got the internet connection, and simply for checking you can use Wi-Fi or mobile data, but if you will decide that you want to download the update if it is available, I highly recommend switching to the Wi-Fi because the update packages are quite large and you won't be able to avoid some additional charges, probably. Alright, so internet connection, and now let's go to the settings. Here, let's tap on this first option, About Phone, and tap on Xiaomi HyperOS. And now your device will check for the updates, and basically you can meet 2 different scenarios. So this is the first one where your software is up to date and there's nothing to download. We had relevant information that pop up on the screen and everything is alright, you're good to go. And the second scenario is where your device will actually find the update. It will show you the information about it, what has been fixed, what has been added, and then you will be able to tap on download or install and apply the update. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to reboot POCO X8 Pro. Okay, the process is really easy. All we need to do to reboot this phone is to launch the power menu, and we do it by clicking the power button and volume up button at the same time, just like that. Now, as you take a look, the power menu has appeared on the screen. Now we need to drag this white ball to the downside, to the reboot function, and now simply release the finger from the screen. Now, the device will be turned off, and after a few seconds, it will be automatically turned on again, and our device will be ready to use. Also, I will tell you that rebooting your device from time to time is good for your device's health, because basically during the reboot, our device rests for a moment, also the RAM gets freed up, all processes that were running in the background are being closed, so it can help with performance. And also, for example, if you have some issues with your apps, they don't want to launch, or your phone is lagging, you can also try to reboot, and everything should start working properly. As you take a look, the phone has rebooted. In my case, I also need to draw my screen lock, and now the device is ready to use once again. Alright, and that's all in this video. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO X8 Pro, and let me share with you how to update the apps on this device. So first of all, we need to make sure that we've got the internet connection because it is required, and I highly recommend using Wi-Fi instead of mobile data. And then we can open the Play Store. You need to be You need to be logged into your Google account. You can do it right after entering the Play Store or using the settings. You can check our tutorial of how to add or remove a Google account in this specific device. So now let's tap on the circle in the right upper corner, which is your account, and tap on Manage Apps and Device. Here, let's tap on Updates Available, and as you can see, this is the list of all apps that we can update. And now basically it depends what you'd like to do. You can either tap on Update All and download all of them, and your device will update all of those apps, or you can simply choose specific one from the list, for example this one, and tap on Update, and now your device will download it, and after that the update will be installed and the app will be updated. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hi, it's HardReset, and today I'll show you how to customize display settings on POCO X8 Pro. So first go into the settings, then display and brightness. Here we have modes, light and dark. I prefer the dark type, and it saves battery, so it's a win-win. Here we have dark mode options. You can switch to dark mode automatically, or you can switch individual apps to dark mode. You have screen brightness and automatic brightness. Sunlight mode, expand brightness range and adjust brightness automatically under bright condition. This feature will cause your device to heat up and consume more power, so be careful. You have color scheme that you can here change colors to vivid. You have reading mode. You can schedule it or enable. Refresh rate that you can change from 60 to 120 Hz. The font settings. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and see you in the next one.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO X8 Pro, and let me share with you how to clear the browser on this device. So let's start with opening the browser. In my case it will be Google Chrome, but no worries because this operation will be pretty similar in all of the browsers which are commonly used, so I'm pretty sure that you will be able to figure out how to do it on your own browser. So now all we have to do is to tap on the three dots icon in the right upper corner, and here tap on Delete Browsing Data. So here we've got some basic options like visited websites, opened tabs, cookies, cache, and other site data. Here we can change the time range from last 15 minutes to, for example, last 4 weeks or even all time. So just mark it and then tap on Delete Data. However, if you'd like to remove some advanced browsing history, just tap on More Options, and here we've got them. So tab, saved passwords, autofill from data, and site settings. If you want to remove something, make sure that it is marked, so I'll remove everything. Here we've got the time range, so just tap on the option and choose the one that you like the most, and then tap on Delete Data. And we just got back. As you can see here, we've got the information, which means that we just successfully removed browsing history. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO X8 Pro, and let me share with you how to block a number on this device. So let's start with opening your contact list. Find the contact that you'd like to block and tap on it. So 3 bars icon and tap on contacts. Find the contact and tap on it, and now scroll all the way down to find this option, block numbers. After tapping on it, your device will inform you that you will no longer receive any incoming calls or text messages, so just tap on block if you're ready, and as you can see, the number has been blocked. You can unblock it the same way, but let me leave it like this. We will check whether it will appear on the blacklist. So now to get to the blacklist, we have to tap on the 3 bars icon again, go to the settings, and here go to blocked numbers. That's our blacklist. That's the number we've blocked from our contacts, so the previous option also works. Here you can also tap on add a number and enter the number manually. Tap on block and it will be immediately applied, immediately blocked. You can also unblock the number just by tapping on this X button right next to it and tap on unblock. At the very top, you've got also the option unknown, which means that after activating it by tapping on the switcher, you can block the calls from all unidentified callers, and you can unblock it the same way. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
In front of me is POCO X8 Pro, and today I would like to show you how you can turn on or turn off autocorrection. Begin by opening settings and scrolling all the way down. This way you can tap on additional settings. Now select languages and input, manage keyboards, and Gboard. Finally, tap on corrections and suggestions. This way you can manage this switcher next to autocorrection to switch it off or turn it on. Quick tip, if you decided you do want to use it, tap on autocorrection on the left. Then tap on this switcher next to undo autocorrect on backspace to manage it. Personally, I really like it while I'm using autocorrection on my POCO, but if you don't, you already know where to switch it off. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Bye! In front of me is POCO X8 Pro, and today I would like to show you how you can select and delete multiple photos at once. Begin by accessing Gallery app and tapping on Photos or Albums at the bottom. Let's start with Photos. Hold 1. And now to select multiple, you can either click on Select All at the top right corners of all of your sections, or pick all of them at once by clicking on this button at the top right corner. Now, slide your fingers across all of the photos you wanna keep, or tap on them at the bottom right corner. Then use the Delete button at the bottom right corner here and confirm your choice in the pop-up. As you can see, after a few seconds, all of my photos were successfully deleted. If you wish to delete them from an album, click on a chosen one, hold your photo, and do exactly the same. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO X8 Pro, and let me share with you how to allow unknown sources on this device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and here we have to scroll and find privacy protection. Then let's tap on special permissions and go to install unknown apps. So right here, we've got the list of apps which are allowed or not allowed to install some content. And of course, we can change it. So for example, let's pretend I'd like to download the app from Chrome from a specific browser. So I have to find Chrome in this list and tap on it. Then tap on the switcher. And as you can see here, we've got the warning that you're doing it on your own responsibility because some third-party apps aren't verified by the developer and you may put your data and actually whole device at risk. So remember about that and choose the apps wisely. You have to mark this statement that you're aware of the possible risks and tap on OK. Now, after getting back, you can see that the Chrome is allowed to install some content. And of course, it works the same for all other apps that are listed right here. If you want to, of course, you can remove previously granted permissions. Just tap on the app and tap on the switcher again. And as you can see, the Chrome is not allowed to install anything. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
In front of me is POCO X8 Pro, and today I would like to show you how you can turn on or turn off app notifications. First of all, go into Settings and scroll to click on Notifications and Status Bar. Then choose App Notifications here, and before doing anything, click on this search bar to search for an app you are looking for, or tap on Sort By. This way you can sort your notifications by time received, by numbers of them, see apps that can show you notifications or apps with notifications already blocked. Wherever you decided, when you're ready, use blue switchers next to your apps to block notifications from them, or gray ones to switch them back on. Quick tip, you can also tap on any app on the left, and this way manage notifications thanks to this switcher at the top. But also check out and adjust all of those notification options for chosen app. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO X8 Pro, and let me share with you how to add the fingerprint to this device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and here we have to scroll and find fingerprints, face data, and screen lock. Then let's tap on fingerprint unlock and enter your screen lock to confirm. Here we've got the information about the screen protector. So basically, if you've got one, it might affect the fingerprint recognition. So my tip is to first of all apply the screen protector and then add the fingerprint. So tap on got it, and here we've got the scanner, so let me put my finger on it. And now we have to do it multiple times in order to add our fingerprint fully. So try to catch every part of it for better recognition. Okay, it's done. And this is the fingerprint we just added. We can rename it or remove it, add another fingerprint. Here we can decide for what we want to use our fingerprint for. Here we can show fingerprint icon when the screen is off, and low light fingerprint unlock, you can turn it on if you want to. Alright, so all we have to do now is to lock the device and check if it is working. So here we've got the sensor, let me put my finger on it, and as you can see the device is unblocked, which means that we just successfully added the fingerprint. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO X8 Pro, and let me share with you how to activate automatic software updates on this device. So first of all, let's tap on the settings. Now we have to tap on About Phone, which is at the very top of the list, and then tap on Xiaomi HyperOS. Here, let's wait until you'll see the three dots icon in the right upper corner, and here go to Settings. And as you can see here, we've got two sections like Downloads and Updates. So here in Downloads, make sure that this Download automatically option is turned on. like that, thanks to which your device will basically automatically download the update whenever it is possible and available when it is connected to Wi-Fi. I do not recommend tapping on using mobile data because you know, the update packages are quite large and downloading them via mobile network might be quite expensive, I would say. So I highly recommend to simply keep this option turned off. And updates right here, update automatically. I highly recommend to also turn on this option because right now we've got this combination, and your device will not only download the update, but also it will apply it automatically at night when you aren't using the device. Usually it happens around 2 and 5 a.m. So, you know, you're sleeping and then you will wake up to a brand new software. All right, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to restart POCO X8 Pro. Okay, we have two methods how we can restart our POCO. We have a simple reboot, which is actually the recommended method, through the power menu, and we have also the force restart. Let me show you both methods. Let's begin with the reboot. So to reboot our device, we need to launch the power menu, and we do it by clicking the power key and volume up at the same time, just like that. Now, as you can see, the power menu has appeared. Now drag this white ball using your finger into the reboot function to the downside, and now if you release your finger, your device will be turned off, and after a few seconds it will be automatically turned on again, and our device will be ready to use. When it comes to the second method, to the force restart, this method is recommended, for example, when our device is locked, frozen, basically when it's unresponsive and the touchscreen doesn't work. We cannot do anything. So to perform a force restart, again, we need to use the power key and volume up, but this time we need to keep holding both buttons until the screen turns off. So volume up and power, keep holding until the screen turns off. Okay, let's hold for a little bit longer. Now I think that we can release. Now we should see the POCO logo on our screen. Yeah, here it is. And now simply wait until the phone turns on. Also, I will tell that restarting your device from time to time is good for your device's health, because basically during that process our device rests for a moment. Also the RAM gets freed up, so it can help also with the performance of our phone. I think that rebooting, for example, once a week is completely okay, and it should be enough. Alright, and that's all in this video. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment and subscribe.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO X8 Pro, and let me share with you how to set the camera timer on this device. So let's begin with opening the camera app. And right now we are in the standard photo mode. So all we have to do here is to unroll the upper panel, kind of. Just swipe your finger from the top to the center, and as you can see at the bottom, we've got our additional options. Here we've got our timer, so just tap on it. And as you can see, in this device, we've got 4 different options, so off, 3, 5, and 10 seconds delay. So let me choose 10 seconds delay. Just tap on this option. As you can see right now, it is highlighted, which means that it was set. So we can check it. So just tap on the shutter button, and from now on, our device will count down from 10, 5, or 3, depending on which option you've chosen. And after that time, it will simply take a photo. All right, as you can see here, we've got an additional countdown, let's say. I hope that you saw this line around the shutter button. It is because that our device automatically turned on the night mode, which is right here. As you can see, we've got this moon icon with 2 seconds. So if you don't want to use it, then just tap on it. I mean, it will be turned on if you've got dark conditions, dark light conditions around you. Just like in my case, because the camera is, well, it's hidden or blocked. That's why the device decided to turn on the night mode. But this is how to turn it off if your device will do the same. And if you'd like to turn off the timer, the regular timer, just open the settings again. Tap on the timer and tap on this crossed out icon. And from now on, your device will take photos right after touching the shutter button. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO X8 Pro, and let me share with you how to enable the developer options on this device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and here let's tap on About Phone, which is at the very top of the list. Then let's localize OS version for POCO, and now keep tapping on it until you'll see the information that you're in the developer mode. If you've got any kind of screen lock, simply enter it to confirm the whole step, and now we've got the information that we are a developer. So now we can go back to the general list of the settings, scroll all the way down and go to additional settings. Now let's scroll down again and find developer options. Let's tap. And as you can see here, we've got plenty of advanced settings which we can customize. And basically everything works the same, just like in the regular settings. So if you've got the option with the switcher, all you have to do is to simply tap on the switcher, and it will be immediately activated and applied. Of course, you can turn it off the same way. And if you've got the options without the switcher, simply tap on them to open more options to choose from. If you're done with customization of developer options, you can turn them off. Just go to the very top of the list and tap on the switcher at the top. However, if you'd like to keep the option applied, so for example, I don't know, the pointer location, if you want to keep it turned on, if you will, turn off the developer options, you need to keep the developer options active. So they still need to be visible in this list to actually be able to apply the option. But if not, you can simply tap on the switcher here, and the developer options will disappear from additional settings. But of course, no worries, you can customize them again. Just go back to this OS version step and keep tapping. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
In front of me is POCO X8 Pro, and today I would like to show you how you can turn on and use Keyboard Clipboard. Begin by launching your keyboard and hitting Clipboard at the top of it. Now to activate it, use this switcher at the top right corner, and to go back, this arrow at the top left one. Now let's use Clipboard. To do that, copy or cut any text. Now to paste it instantly, click on it at the top of your keyboard. To paste it later on, select Clipboard and tap on your text over here. If you want to paste it after an hour, you need to pin it or it will disappear. To do that, hold it and use pin icon. You can unpin it the same way. If you want to edit any of your clips, hold it and tap on Edit. Then make your changes and hit Save. If you want to delete anything from Clipboard, swipe it to the right, swipe it to the left, or hold it and tap on Delete. If you want to manage multiple things at once, use this pen at the top right corner, select all of them and operate those two icons, Pin or Delete. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment and subscribe. Bye!
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO X8 Pro, and let me share with you how to change date and time on this device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and here we have to scroll down to find the option Additional Settings. Then let's go to Date and Time, which is at the very top. And right now we are using automatic date, time, and the time zone. So first of all, in order to be able to manually change everything, we need to turn off those switchers, just like that. So let's tap on Date, and just by swiping we can change the day, month, and a year. And tap on OK. The same situation with the time, first of all hours and then minutes. Tap on OK. It will be immediately set. Here we can select the time zone, so just tap on it, choose the region, and here we've got the full list of available regions, so just find yours and then tap on it, just like that. And of course, it will be immediately applied. And as you can see, the time zone will obviously affect the time. It will change according to it. Here we've got the dual clock. So basically, the whole idea of this feature is that your device will display 2 different clocks. The first one from the place you're currently in, and the second from any other place of your choice. For example, your hometown, or I don't know, your destination, whatever. You can just turn it on by tapping on this switcher here and tap on second clock to choose the region that you'd like to display. Moreover, I forgot to mention that at the very top we've got the time format, and this is the only format that we can change here. So for example, we cannot change the date format, only the time one. So now we've got the 12-hour format. If you'd like to use 24-hour one, just tap on the switcher here and it will be immediately applied. And if you'd like to get back to all previous settings, so the automatic options, all you have to do is to tap on those 3 switchers here. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
In front of me is POCO X8 Pro, and today I would like to show you how you can open apps in pop-up view. All you need to do is tap on an app you wish to use in this view and launch it in the background. Then hold it and tap on this icon of a floating window. Then enjoy using your app in this little window. To move it around, hold those 3 dots at the top and drag it. To scale it, hold one of its bottom corners and drag it as well. Now, to close it in seconds, hold this sign and drag it up. You need to do it fast though. If you want to use it in full screen view instead, hold the same line and drag it down. Now, to minimize it, tap on Home button, swipe your window to the side, and then open it by tapping on the bubble and tapping on Tiny Window. You can also operate all of those options that will appear when you click on those 3 dots. This one of an X will close your app. This one on the right, sorry misclick. I meant this one on the right. This one on the left will open your app in full screen view. Those 2 will switch from pop-up to split. Decide if you want this app to be at the top or at the bottom. Click on one of those and select the second app. If you wish to go back to pop-up, tap on the same 3 dots and use pop-up window icon. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment and subscribe. Bye! In front of me is POCO X8 Pro, and today I would like to show you how you can clone apps. Firstly, open Settings and scroll to tap on Apps section available here. Now select Dual Apps, hit Create, and tap on gray switcher next to any app you wanna clone. Confirm your choice in the pop-up by hitting Turn On. If you wanna clone one of the recommended ones, tap on a chosen one and use this switcher next to Dual Apps. In case of recommended ones, you can also adjust those options under Personalization. Just tap on the one you wanna manage, like Share to WhatsApp, and pick one of those options from the pop-up. Always ask Default App or Dual App. When you're ready, just go back. So now let's check it out. I can see that my apps were successfully cloned. Now, if you want to delete any of your clones, you can do that like you would any other app. Just hold it, click on this Remove button, and wait. If you wish to uninstall it, not only delete it from home screen, you need to click on Bin button and hit uninstall. You can also just go back to the same section of your settings and tap on blue switcher next to your app. Then hit OK in the pop-up. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO X8 Pro, and let me share with you how to add the photo check contact in this device. So let's start with opening your contact list, for example with the usage of the dialer. Just tap on contacts here. Alright. And here find the contact that you'd like to edit and tap on it. Then tap on this edit icon, so pencil icon. And here we've got the picture and calling card, and even though I will focus on the picture, so on this one, I highly recommend to set also the calling card, so it is the incoming call background, so you can apply, for example, I don't know, a photo of the place which you've visited together, etc, etc. Sky's the limit here, but let me focus on the picture, so let's simply tap on it, and now we can choose something from our own gallery. We can also take a photo of someone who's right in front of us, because this option will open the camera app. Google Photos, we've got backed up photos, monogram, so we can use 1 or 2 letters. We can change the background color, we can change the font. We can also use emoji. Just tap on it, and here you can choose from different emojis that are available in this device. Moreover, you can make it monochrome, which means that your device will simply make it more icon-like. And of course, here you can also change the background color. And illustrations, which are free of charge, and they are available online. So if you don't feel like using monogram, if you do not have a photo of this person, you can try to find something here. So let me choose maybe this one. Here in this step, you can change the presets, so the colors. And you can also zoom in or out the photo. You can change the position of it, and thanks to it you can decide what you will see after saving the whole contact, because this highlighted circle is responsible for it. So position it just like you want to, and then tap on choose. Tap on save in the right upper corner, and this is how our contact will look like. Of course, you will be able to see this photo on the contact list, and for example during all incoming calls from that specific number. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Welcome. In front of me is a POCO X8 Pro, and today I'll show you how you can boot this device into recovery mode. So, to get started, first we will need to turn off our device, and we can do so by pressing the power button and volume up at the same time. And from the boot options, you just want to swipe up to turn off your device. Give it solid like 5 seconds after the screen turns black, just so you're certain that it turned off. And from there, you want to hold power button and volume up. And let go of the power button when you see the POCO logo on a screen. Now, once we have the recovery mode visible, we can let go of that volume up as well. And here it is. So, in here, you'll need to use volume buttons to navigate. So volume down will navigate down, and up, go up. And power button will be used to confirm whatever is selected. Now we have 3 options. We have Reboot, which takes us back to Android. Wipe Data, which consists of just wipe all data. And then we have Connect with Me Assistant, which is a PC program. So anyway, I'm going to actually reboot the device. Reboot to System. And this will bring me back to Android. And as you can see, the process is now done, so we're back in Android. In any case, if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO X8 Pro, and let me share with you how to change the 3-button navigation into the gestures and gestures to 3-button navigation. Alright, so let's begin with opening the settings, and here we have to scroll and find home screen. Then let's scroll all the way down and find system navigation. And as you can see here, we've got our two options. So let's pretend, first of all, I'd like to set the buttons. So all we have to do is to tap on the buttons here. And as you can see, your device will immediately display those 3 buttons. Here you can reorder back button and the recents just by turning on or off this option. So it's up to you which one is more comfortable for you. And here you can also automatically disable navigation buttons in some of those apps. You can also set some kind of shortcut, so you can press and hold menu button for example, turn off screen, close current app, partial screenshot, or launch camera. Same for home button, but here we've got only circle to search, which is assigned, so we can either turn it on or off, and the back button, so again we can add some kind of shortcut. So basically this is how it works, right? This is the back button, home button, and resets. And if you'd like to set the gestures, just tap on gestures, so on this animation. If you want to, you can go through the tutorial, just tap on learn. I don't want to do it. I will also explain in a second how the gestures work. You can see that instead of the 3 buttons, we've got this line which is responsible for some gestures. Here we've got the shortcuts, so either none or circle to search, because it is assigned to this line. Unfortunately, we cannot really hide it. All right. So in order to get back to the previous page, we have to swipe our finger from the side to the center. And if you can see this arrow, you can release the finger. And the same situation from the right side. If you'd like to get back directly to the home page, swipe your finger from the bottom to the center of your device, and make sure that this motion is quick and short, so something like that. If you'd like to open the recents, repeat the gesture, so from the bottom to the center, and hold your finger somewhere here. Just like that. And here we've got the recents. If you'd like to, you can also swipe between the apps quickly, just by swiping your finger at the bottom of the screen from the left to the right or right to left, just like that. All right, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO X8 Pro, and let me share with you how to change the keyboard language on this device. So let's start with opening the app that will provide you with the keyboard. So for example, messages, notes, browser, settings, whatever. Just have the keyboard on the screen. And as you can see, now I've got the language that I'd like to change. So the first thing I need to do is to open the settings. So let's localize this gear icon, which is in this upper panel here. However, I'm aware that sometimes this gear icon is not visible, but no worries. All you have to do is to tap on this 4 dots icon, or 4 squares icon, I'm not sure, and the settings will appear somewhere here. Let me show it to you. Then all you have to do is to tap on it and hold it, and then drag it to this upper panel, let's say, to apply and have much quicker access to it. So now let's tap on the settings and tap on languages at the very top. Now let's tap on add keyboard, so this plus icon, and here let's find the language that you'd like to apply and tap on it. Now you can choose the region. Sometimes it is available, sometimes not. And here we've got the keyboard layouts. So basically the number of layouts depends on the specific language, because sometimes you will have only 1, just like in my case now, and sometimes even up to 7 or 10 different keyboard layouts. So just mark the option that you'd like to use and tap on done. And as you can see, we just successfully added our new language to the keyboard. Let me let me show you, because as you can see, I've got a lot of languages added, and this is what will happen if you've got a different language and you will add yours. I would like to show you how to use the keyboard with 2 or more languages added before I'll show you how to remove all of them. So let me go back. to the keyboard, and basically here we've got the special key which is called globe icon, thanks to which we will be able to actually change the language. So now we've got our previous language, and after tapping on the globe icon we can switch to another one. Tap on it again, and again we've got a different language. So this is how it works. Moreover, the spacebar, it's not empty, you've got the name of the language you're currently using. And if you want to remove the languages, just tap on the settings icon, go to languages, and here in the right upper corner we've got this option edit. So just tap on it and mark the languages that you want to remove. I actually would like to remove all of them, but just tap on remove, and as you can see you've got only one language applied. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Welcome. In front of me is a POCO X8 Pro, and today I will show you how you can insert SIM card into this device. So, to get started, you'll want to grab a SIM eject tool, which will look something similar to this, though typically I think it will probably look closer to something like a flat piece of metal. Now if you can't find any of that, you could use a paper clip, strain out one of the ends, and if it has a plastic wrapping around it, cut it off, and it should work just as well as these tools. Now once you have any one of those, you can pop out the tray, though you do need to first take off a case, and the tray is located at the bottom of the device. You can see it right here. It's like a cutout. So insert the tool into that cutout portion where there's a tiny little hole, and then push it in. When you do, you can see that the tray pops out, at which point you can just fully pull it out. And on the tray, you'll have space for two different SIM cards. Now, depending on if you're using eSIM as well, it will matter which tray you will occupy, as the device does support eSIM, and if you activate eSIM in the settings, the SIM spot number 2 gets disabled and basically then looks only for eSIM instead at that point. So it basically, the tray number 2 is interchangeable with eSIM. You can use either one eSIM or other SIM2. But the top tray doesn't fall under that, so any kind of card in here will always be detected by the device. So when placing a card in here, just make sure that it is clipped in place. It should be laying completely flush on the tray, and it should not be falling out of it if you flip it upside down. And from there, insert it back into your device, which should make the, there we go, SIM card work literally instantly. So I'm going to confirm my SIM card pin. There we go. Unlock it, and we're good to go. Now for eSIM usage, if you want to add one, you just need to navigate to your settings. And I think the easiest way would be to just search for eSIM. Change whatever. No, not what I want. Or maybe this device doesn't have an eSIM support. If it doesn't, then I might have been misleading a little bit. As I think it should show up right here because the Pro Max, I think, did have it. But in any case, that's about it. So if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to reset POCO X8 Pro. Okay, so let's begin. We have two methods how we can reset our device, and let me show you both methods. Let's begin with the recommended method, which is a reset through the settings. So open them up, now click on About Phone, scroll down a little, and click on Factory Reset. Also, before reset your device, I highly recommend to create a backup of the data, so you'll be able to restore the data later. For example, if you don't know how to create a backup, on our channel you can find a video, and in that video I'm showing you how to create a backup of the data using all methods. So if you want, you can watch the video. Now let's go into Factory Reset, and now if you click on Erase All Data, your device will be turned off, and after a few seconds it will be automatically turned on again, and then we'll have to go through the setup process, and our device will be ready to use. Of course, remember that everything will be erased, so that is why I'm talking about the backup. And that's the first method, really easy. When it comes to the second method, That's the reset through the recovery mode. And this method is recommended, for example, when we don't have access to our phone, or for example, when the phone is locked. But in this method, you need to be aware that if you reset the device and you have the screen lock, and if you're also signed in into your Google account, during the setup process, the phone may want you to type the screen lock, or it will want you to sign in into the exact same Google account that you are using before the reset, as a confirmation that you are a user of this device. That's a security thing, security feature. So to reset the device through the recovery mode, we need to power off the device first. So click power key and volume up, and select power off. Okay, to enter recovery mode, we gotta hold power key and volume up until we see the POCO logo. When it appears, release the power key, but keep holding volume up. So volume up and power. Keep holding. Now release power button, but keep holding volume up. Okay, we are in the recovery mode. To move around this menu, we use the volume keys, and we gotta select wipe data. Now confirm by clicking the power button. Again, wipe all data, confirm, and the process will begin. It won't take long, up to 10 seconds, I think. Okay, data wiped successfully. Now click on back to main menu and select reboot. Reboot to system, confirm, and now we gotta wait until the phone turns on. And then we have to go through the setup process also. Alright, and that's all in this video. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO X8 Pro, and let me share with you how to check the total screen time on this device. So let's begin with opening the settings. And here let's scroll down and find the option Digital Wellbeing and Parental Controls. So right here we've got the graph that will show us for how long we've been using this device today. In my case it is 39 minutes, and most of the time I've spent on the settings then camera. We've got also unlocks and notifications count. So if you'd like to check some further details, you can tap inside the graph and you will be transferred to the dashboard, where you can check the screen time in particular days of the week. You can compare them, so just tap on the specific graph, and under it you've got the list of apps that you've been using with the time you've spent on them. You can change the screen time to notifications received and times opened. Moreover, you can also tap on the specific app, for example, settings. And again, we've got the dashboard, but this time it is tightly connected with this one app. Again, you can check the minutes. Moreover, here you can change a daily to hourly. So the style of the graph. And basically this is how to check the total screen time. But I also wanted to discuss ways to disconnect, not all of them because we've got 4, but app timers, for example. Let's tap on it. After tapping on this option, we will be transferred to the list of apps with this hourglass icon next to it. Basically, let's pretend I'm spending too much time on the camera. So just tap on this hourglass icon next to it, and now we can set a timer. So for example, we can set it for 30 minutes, and it means that I can use the app for 30 minutes during a day. And after this time, the app will be blocked and the timer will reset at midnight. So tomorrow I will be able to use it for 30 minutes again. We can also set it for 0 minutes. Tap on OK. As you can see, it is immediately blocked. It is grayed out. It is also grayed out on the home screen. So after trying to open it, we've got this pop-out window that the timer ran out and it will start again tomorrow. But obviously it will not. But you know what I mean. And I just wanted to show it to you because I personally feel that it is a great option if you think that you're spending too much time on the specific app, for example, social media or something like, or a game or whatever. And it is a really nice option to simply at least try to limit the time you're spending on it. Of course, you can quickly turn it off, but still probably this pop-out window will, light a bulb in your head that maybe you shouldn't really try to open it. But if you'd like to turn off the timer, just tap on the settings, And here tap on the trash bin icon and next to the app timer. And now the app is unblocked. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
In front of me is POCO X8 Pro, and today I would like to show you how you can set up app lock. First of all, go into Settings and scroll to click on Apps. Then tap on App Lock on the left and hit Password Type. Here you need to decide if you want to use your screen lock or if you want to create privacy password only for your apps. Let's go with privacy password so I can show you how to set it up. Tap on Turn On, hit Setup, choose Other Password and pick the best one for you to lock your apps. Custom PIN, password or pattern. Then you need to create it. If you made a mistake, just tap on Draw again at the bottom left corner and redo it. Then repeat it to confirm it and tap on OK. If you want to add your Xiaomi account, tap on Add. If you don't, select Not Now. If you wish to close all of those apps, use App Lock right away. But if you don't, you need to click on each one and then check for 0. Then tap on Use App Lock. Finally, to use App Lock on any of your apps, click on gray switcher next to the chosen one. Then go back to check out if it worked. As you can see, my privacy password is now required. To disable app lock from any app, go back to the same section of your settings, enter your chosen method for app lock, and use no blue switchers. If you wanna disable app lock completely, click on this gear at the top right corner. Select the blue switcher next to App Lock and confirm your choice in the pop-up. Then enter your login method again if you ever want to use it to lock your apps. If you wish to delete privacy password fully, you need to tap on Fingerprints, Face Data and Screen Lock in Devices Settings. Then tap on Privacy Protection Password, enter it, and then click on this switcher, choose Turn Off, and enter it one last time to delete it. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO X8 Pro and let me share with you how to change the wallpaper on this device. So let's start with opening the settings, and here we have to scroll and find personalization. So right here we've got the preview of the lock screen and the home screen. If you want to, you can tap on custom, but I highly recommend to simply swipe down because here we've got different albums from which we can choose the wallpaper from. We've got also AI dynamic wallpapers. However, you need to be signed in into your Xiaomi account. Here we've got online wallpapers that you can download, and under it at the very bottom we've got system wallpapers. After tapping on more, we can check those which are pre-installed and of course set something. And here we've got plenty of beautiful options to choose from. If you want to, you can also set your own photo. Here, let's tap on select. Sorry, and here we've got the local photos, so you can enter your own gallery. But of course, you can also simply enter your gallery, choose the photo, and then in the gallery settings, apply it as the wallpaper. However, let me choose something from the wallpapers that are available online. So let me simply tap on Find More, and as you can see, we will be transferred to those beautiful options from which we can choose. You do not need to be logged into your account, so you can simply browse through all of those wallpapers. Of course, be aware you need to have the internet connection to be able to actually download the wallpaper. So let me maybe choose this one. So just tap on the wallpaper that you'd like to apply. And maybe give me a second, I will simply change my internet connection because as you can see, it is not the best. Alright, so after entering, your device will show you the collection, which is somehow connected with the photo, with the wallpaper that you've chosen. And of course, you can go through those options and decide whether you like them or not. Maybe you will find another wallpaper. I'm thinking about this lion, to be honest, about this one. I think it's cute, so let me choose this one. So just tap on the wallpaper that you like to apply, and now you can decide where you want to set it, so as a lock screen, home screen, or both. And I'll pick both options, so let me tap on it. And now we can check the preview of the lock screen and the home screen. And because we are focusing on the home screen, let me just swipe to this section. And as you can see, everything is blurred because we've got this option turned on. So just tap on this drop icon to remove this effect. And basically, this is whole customization. Of course, if you want to, you can zoom in or out the photo. So it's up to you. I will leave it like this. And then simply tap on Apply in the right upper corner if you're ready. If you want to revamp your lock screen so you get live updates, trending stories, personalized content, you can turn on the wallpaper carousel. I don't want to, so let me just tap on Don't Agree. And as you can see, the wallpaper has been played successfully. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Welcome. In front of me is a POCO X8 Pro, and today I will show you how you can hard reset this device through recovery mode. So before I get started, I want to quickly mention a couple different things. So number one, you can do this kind of reset in order to get rid of any kind of screen lock that you have set that you just don't know or don't remember. Typically, this will also result with your device becoming FRP locked due to Google account usually being signed in on such a device. And that will result in you needing to verify either the screen lock or the Google account once the reset is finished and you're going through the setup process. And another thing is, obviously, all the data stored on your device will be completely removed. Now, if you don't know your screen lock, you don't really have much of an option of backing up. You can, though, check how much data has been backed up by going to something like Google Drive. So I did pause the video for a moment. So to catch up my thought, you can go to your Google Drive and sign in to the same account that is used on this device, and from there you can check what kind of data has been backed up. Typically photos and videos, you've most likely agreed to backing it up if you use Google Photos, as this crap pesters you about it till you by mistake agree to it. So probably that is backed up, but you can check it there. If it's not, there's not much you can do honestly about it, as if you can't unlock your device, you can't really back it up. So with that in mind, with all this info out of the way, I'm going to lock the device, and I don't have any kind of screen lock, as you can see, but if you do or don't, the process is exactly the same. So first thing you want to do is press the power button and the volume up at the same time, and then just swipe up to turn off your device. Give it solid like 5 seconds afterwards for the device to fully shut off, and then hold power button and volume up again, though you're going to be holding it. And you want to hold both of these till you see the POCO logo, at which point let go of just the power button, but keep holding volume up. This will take us to the recovery mode, at which point you can let go of the volume up as well. Next, using volume buttons, specifically volume down so you can navigate down, while up will navigate up, you can select wipe data and confirm it with the power button. Then select wipe all data the same way, and then confirm. This only gets to like 10% right here, so it should be relatively quick, and the reset will be then completed, as you can see. So we can now press power button to go back to main menu, Reboot, and Reboot to System. Now, it's going to continue resetting your device in the background, which will take approximately 2 minutes to finish up. So just let it run through. Once the actual reset is finished, we will be presented with the Android setup screen. So I'll be back once that is visible for me. And as you can see, the process is now finished and you can set up your phone however you like. So if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a POCO X8 Pro, and let me share with you how to change the ringtone on this device. Yeah, so I find changing the ringtone in this model quite complicated. So I'll try to do my best and I'll try to explain everything. So let's start with opening the settings. Then let's scroll down and find sound and vibration. And as you can see right here, we've got those highlighted options, so just tap on ringtone. And now we've been transferred to the themes. So it is a separate app in which we can download ringtones and also wallpapers, widgets, etc. So a lot of things, but we were transferred to the ringtone section. And basically, if you want to download the ringtone, all you have to do is to scroll down, and as you can see, we've got plenty of options to choose from. So rock, jazz, hip hop. Here we've got also different themes of leisure time, some kind of vibrant accents. We've got also hits, music for every mood, best beats, happy hits, a lot of things to choose from. And I think I will pick something from those, from themes, but I also wanted to show you how to set the ringtone from the pre-installed ringtones, because even though we were directly transferred to the themes, your device still has pre-installed ringtones. So what we have to do, we can either tap on choose local ringtone right here, give all the permissions, of course. However, we will select the tone from the recorder, audio files, and music, which is great because you can still download something, for example, from the internet, and you will be able to use it and set it as your ringtone, or you can record something and also set it as your ringtone. So this is the local ringtone. And here we've got also pre-installed ringtones that are really, really pre-installed. So here again, we have to choose the ringtone. And as you can see, finally, we've got the system ringtones that are pre-installed. So all we have to do here is to simply go through them and tap on them and check whether we like them or not. So for example, Ice Latte. And okay, here, unfortunately, whenever you will tap on the ringtone, it will be immediately applied. As you can see, it is ticked, which means that it was applied. Same with, for example, this one, etc. Oh, those ads. Oh my god, shame. Okay, all right. Moreover, at the very top, you've got the option Don't Set Ringtone, which means that after choosing it, your device will not use any kind of sound to notify about the incoming call. That's what you can do here. Or you can set Default Ringtone. Oh my god, again. Yeah, so this is how it works. But let me actually come back to the themes, because I think I would like to choose something from the themes. Tap on ringtone right here if you've accidentally were transferred to wallpapers. And here, let me choose maybe, I don't know, maybe happy. I'm quite happy today. Maybe this one. So if you want to... if you want to listen how the particular ringtone sounds, you have to tap on it. And then you will be able to check whether you like it or not. So let's pretend I'd like to set Happy 3 Friends as my ringtone. So all we have to do is to tap on this bell icon on it. And now we can decide where we want to set it. So as a ringtone, notification, alarm, etc. So let me choose ringtone. Your device needs to download the ringtone, and here we've got the information that it was applied successfully, finally. So remember, Happy 3 Friends. Now we can go back to the settings. Maybe like that. No, maybe not really. Okay. Let's go back to the settings. Let's go to the sound and vibration. And as you can see here, we've got a ringtone section and we've got Happy 3 Friends, which means that we just successfully applied our ringtone. Finally. All right, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Welcome. In front of me is a POCO X8 Pro, and today I'll show you how you can enable and also set up your Do Not Disturb mode. So to get started, you'll want to swipe down from the top right side of your screen. This will bring down all the toggles, or well, not all, but most. And somewhere in here, you would be looking for the Do Not Disturb mode. If it's not visible, you will be able to add it by clicking on the Edit button right here, scrolling down somewhere and finding it like this one right here, DND. That's short for Do Not Disturb mode. Click on it, on the plus, and this will get added. Additionally, what you can do while you're in here is check the box right here to keep the labels of these toggles in here. Now, once you find your Do Not Disturb mode in this panel, like it is for me right here, you want to hold it first time around, and this will quickly take you to the settings. Now, Xiaomi unfortunately doesn't have too many settings in here, but still there's a couple. So first thing is just turn on and off. And second one is only when device is locked, so that would only make it run when you're not using the device. Next we have notify about calls, so you can get notification about anyone calling you, contacts calling you, favorite contacts calling you, or no one. And no matter which option you select right here, you have additional toggle, notify about repeated calls. So if someone tries to call you twice within a 15-minute period, that with this toggle, they will bypass any option you have selected right here. So you'll get notified about it. And the last thing is the schedule mode. Now, even when you're not planning to use a schedule, I would recommend setting one up, and it's going to be a way for you to have like a peace of mind that when you forget about this mode, the phone will turn it off for you. So let's click here, select Add a Rule, and you can name it whatever you want or keep it as it is, and then start time. Pick some kind of time in which typically it would be probably closer to the end of the day, somewhere at the end of it, so you're not bothered by it and you're also done most likely needing it, but also not late enough that it would, for instance, bother you when it's turning on and off. As I believe there might be this kind of sound when it turns off. So you probably at like, I don't know, 2, 3 a.m. wouldn't probably want to hear that while you're in bed. So for me, I'm going to select something like 10 p.m. to 10:01. So it's only running for a single minute. Now you want to select that minute, otherwise if you select also 10, it would run for exactly 24 hours, meaning that it would never actually turn off. So make sure that it's that 1 minute and repeat every day. As it's not something that is going to be interacting with you really, it's just something that is going to be in the background enabled if you ever forget about this mode. So at this point, it's set. Now you can also, if I go back in here, you can also create additional schedules, ones that you actually want to use. So I don't know, if you want to have it enabled every day of the week while you're working, from, I don't know, when you start work to the time you end, you can set one up and it can also be enabled as well. But this is good in case you want to ever turn it on like this, manually. So this would usually happen when something doesn't fall under, obviously, the schedule. You just turn it on, and typically, at least I find myself forgetting to turn it off. So I would turn it on because I think I need it, and then once I'm done needing it, I just kind of move on, forget that it was ever enabled. And with that schedule that we set up at that 10 p.m., the mode would try to turn on Do Not Disturb mode, but it's already enabled. So 1 minute later, it's also going to look, is it enabled? It is. Turn it off. And then it's off. So it gives you that peace of mind. Now, obviously, if you remembered about it, you can also tap on a toggle yourself to turn it off, and you'll be good to go. So anyway, with that being said, I hope you found this very helpful. And if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO X8 Pro, and let me share with you how to enable the night light or eye comfort mode. So let's begin with the customization of this mode, and after that I'll show you much faster access to it. So let's start with opening the settings, and here let's scroll and find display and brightness. Then let's scroll and find this reading mode, which is the name of the eye comfort mode or night mode in this device. So just tap on it and tap on the switcher next to reading mode. So here we've got two different modes, the cycle and classic. Cycle is more or less automatic, which is based on the app types and sunrise and sunset times. So there's nothing to discuss here, it's just automatic, so we cannot really customize it. However, if we'll pick classic, then we can manually change different things. So just mark classic and then tap on this arrow next to it, so you will be transferred to those customization options. So here at the top we've got the color temperature, which means that we can change the intensity of that feature. By going to the left we can make it cooler, and by going to the right warmer. So now you can see that the screen turns a little bit or actually a lot yellowish. It is in order to filter the blue light. It will be also much easier for you to look at the screen at the dim light. So if you're a night owl, then I recommend to use this mode. Under it, we've got also the texture option. Right now it is turned off. Let me actually switch to the colder tones, so probably you will be able to see the difference. So now the texture is turned off, and by going to the right, we can kind of apply the paper-like texture to the background. I'm not sure how to explain it. It's kind of noisy. I'm not the biggest fan of this texture option. Maybe I just cannot use it. I'm not sure. But I just wanted to mention that there is the option to apply the paper-like texture to the background. Of course, you can change the intensity here. You do not have to go to the right, all the way to the right. You can just set it like that. Moreover, we've got colors. Let's tap on it. So you can change the intensity of the colors that are displayed. So now we've got full colors. Obviously, if you will have the night mode, then it will kind of affect the colors. If we will choose the light color, you can see on the switcher that now they are, I would say, washed out and dull. They are more pastel-like. You will be able to see that if we've got the cold temperature set, the difference between them. There is a difference, definitely. And we can also display everything in black and white manner, so everything will be black and white. So this is how it works. This is how to customize the look of the reading mode. And moreover, you can schedule it. So after getting back, you've got this option schedule. So just tap on the switcher, and we've got two different options. So the first one is custom period, which means that you can simply choose the start and the end time, and your device will apply the mode accordingly. So it's completely up to you how you'd like to set it. Or you can choose good night's read, and it will switch to reading mode after sunset automatically. So it is based on the location and based on sunsets and sunrises. So just like the previous mode, the cycle one, but this one is, well, apparently different because it is not based also on the apps that you're using, only on the sunsets. And obviously after choosing reading mode here, tapping on this switcher, you will simply turn it on, and it will be turned on until you will turn it off manually. All right, so this is the whole customization. And if you'd like to have much faster access to this option, simply unroll the top bar, and right here we do not have the labels, and we also do not have the eye comfort mode applied to this icon. So just tap on edit right here. If you want to, you can show icon labels in Control Center if you prefer. To be honest, I prefer to have them turned on. And now let's scroll and try to find the reading mode, which is right here. So just tap on this plus icon, and as you can see, your device will immediately apply it to this first section. Remember to tap on this tick icon to confirm everything, and now we've got the reading mode. Basically, to turn it off, you have to tap on it, and same to turn it on. Just tap. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Welcome. In front of me is a POCO X8 Pro, and today I will show you how you can enable power saving mode on this device. So, to get started, you will want to swipe down from the top right side of your screen like so. And this will break down your toggles right here. Now, somewhere between those toggles, you should have a power saving mode visible, which looks like this, a battery with a plus in it. But if you don't see it, you can actually add it by clicking on this edit button right here, and then finding it somewhere below right here. I do actually want to add one toggle that is also in some way associated to power saving mode, which is the Ultra Battery Saver. This is a more extensive power saving mode, which I'll be showcasing as well. Additionally, you can also scroll all the way to the top and check this switch right here to keep the toggles, or not the toggles, the labels in here, as they are normally not going to be visible. So now that we have our two toggles added, we can just tap on either one of them to turn it on. You can see battery saver is on, and that's really all you get. But to give you a bit of heads up, there's a couple things that will be happening with power saving mode, which are most importantly, what it will do is change how applications access internet, or if they even access internet. So typically when you're not using your device with power saving mode being enabled, your phone will basically suspend applications and also turn off Wi-Fi and mobile data to basically preserve battery. Now, there's two options. Sometimes it might either come on, can I just like freaking unlock it? So there's two options. Either it will reconnect to network every so often to allow those applications to check if they're missing some kind of notifications, or it won't happen till you unlock the device yourself like I just did. So this will be very important to you probably. Now, this is just a normal mode, but we also have the Ultra Battery Saver. Let's turn it on. Now you can see it's doing a couple things, switching to dark mode, restricting background app activity, and reducing screen refresh rate, and so on. And this is our home screen now. It's pretty bare bones. Our toggles right here are also shrunk down to like only a couple, and there's only a couple applications which you can add more. Rest of them are now suspended. There's no wallpaper, and it tells you that we have about 66 hours of remaining battery life with 60% battery. So this mode is designed to preserve as much battery as it possibly can. Now let's close this up. And there's one last thing that I want to show, which is let's go into settings, and in here we're going to navigate to battery. And in battery, when you click on the current mode, it will show you how much remaining time you have for each one of these modes. Balance is basically the default mode, the normal operational mode. And that gets us right now at a current charge of 60%, about 20 hours and 30 minutes, which is pretty damn good for basically like half of the battery. Battery Saver gets us additional 5 hours. That's fine. It's nothing really super great right here, but it's still decent. So 5 extra hours of battery life. Now we're basically getting over 1 day of life. Now Ultra Battery Saver takes that and basically multiplies it. And you can see we go from 25 to 66 hours of remaining battery life in that mode. But like you've seen, the usability of the device is diminished by a significant amount. And that mode is designed to primarily preserve as much battery life, sacrificing everything that isn't just like core and important to functionality of the device. And you can then pick and choose which mode is relevant to you at specific, I don't know, circumstances. If you woke up, forgot to charge your phone, and you are, I don't know, going out, and you won't be able to plug in your phone for the rest of the day, and it has like 20%, well, boot it into or turn on the Ultra Battery Saver, and that possibly will get you through the entire day. And you can also basically navigate in here and check how much time it will provide you with at a current percentage of your battery. Or obviously, if you just want to preserve some battery life, maybe you have like 30-40%, and I don't know, you just started your hike somewhere, battery saver, normal one, should get you through it, no problem. Now, whichever one you turn on, you always need to also remember to turn it off by either tapping on it with the normal one, or the Ultra one. You've seen me do that by clicking on the X in the corner. So anyway, with that being said, I hope you found this very helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Welcome. In front of me is a POCO X8 Pro, and today I will show you how you can enable and set up your portable hotspot. So, to get started, you will first want to swipe down from the top right side of your screen like so, and somewhere here you should be able to find your hotspot toggle. Now, if it's not visible, like I don't see it on my end, you can add it by clicking on this edit button, scroll down, and find a chain link looking icon like the one, where the heck is it? Am I blind? Oh, there it is. Yeah, I am blind. There we go. So once you find it, you can just click on the plus, and then you'll be able to have access to it every time you just swipe down from the right side. Now, additionally, you can also have the toggle name visible when you swipe down, because by default they are not. So if you want to maintain these labels, you can check the box right here, and then just click on the check mark. I'm going to keep it off so labels will disappear. So now you want to hold this hotspot toggle first time around, and it will quickly take you to the settings, and in here just select Setup Portable Hotspot, and we can customize it. Now, I do recommend going here at least once, as by default you will have a randomly generated password. So while you're already in here, just select it, get rid of it, and then set up your own new password, which will need to have at least 8 characters in length. And by saying characters, I mean letters or numbers or both. It doesn't really matter. Now, other options in here will be things like security. This ensures that you actually have a password set on your device or on your hotspot, so no one can connect to it without knowing it. We also have AP band with 2 options, 2.4 or 5 gigahertz, which, depending on where you live and your circumstances, either one might be a good option for you. But for the most part, I would recommend sticking with a 2.4 and only changing it to 5 if your device actually supports it, and if these circumstances kind of like force you to do this. I consider 2.4 being a, I would say, better or more versatile, I think, option would be probably the best way, because it's not actually better, but the 2.4 is the frequency of Wi-Fi that basically any device that supports Wi-Fi supports this one. And any device that has any label of Wi-Fi will use the 2.4. No matter how old it is, if it's a 20-year-old laptop, don't worry. If it supports Wi-Fi and it has a Wi-Fi connection, it will connect to this. Now, same kind of laptop from 20 years ago will most certainly not connect to the 5 gigahertz, as it never supported it. 5 gigahertz frequency of Wi-Fi didn't exist back then. So, because you enabled it, the old laptop doesn't even check this kind of frequency. It just won't see your hotspot when it's enabled, like at all. It won't be that you can't connect to it. It just straight up will not see it even when it's on. Now, like I was saying, the convenience kind of part is of 2.4, that any device supports it. Now, the benefit of the 5 gigahertz will be the fact that in general, this kind of frequency is faster, more stable as a connection, supports more devices connected at a given time, offers lower latencies, and doesn't get bogged down by a amount of like same signals at this frequency. So if, for instance, I don't know, you have like 200 different 2.4 gigahertz signals in your area, they might start to interfere with one another, while same 200 of signals at 5 gigahertz, it just won't care. And it doesn't help that because 2.4 gets kind of affected by how many signals are around, which basically start to interfere with one another. It doesn't help the fact that smart devices like smart bulbs or anything like that, that needs to connect through Wi-Fi and whatever, it uses 2.4 gigahertz frequency, adding to the problem. And let's be honest, for instance, in your home, if you have a smart home, you might have more than 2 smart bulbs. So this kind of, propagates this kind of problem. So in cases where you start getting interference, which I have never experienced, so I don't even know what to look for, but I potentially would expect that you might have some kind of problems loading pages, maybe problem keeping connection to your hotspot or something along those lines. Then in this case, you can select the 5 gigahertz and hopefully this would remove that kind of problem that you're having. But this would most likely only happen in a densely populated areas. And last thing is hide SSID, which basically means hide your Wi-Fi network from the list. So to connect to it, you'll need to manually enter all the information like the hotspot name and the password. And if it's all correct, it would actually connect. Now anyway, from here, just click on the check mark to save the changes, and it will move you back to this page, which I do want to point out one more option in here, which is the turn off hotspot automatically when no devices are connected. So this is a great option that I like to personally keep on. It is enabled by default, and it means that if you're using said laptop in a cafe, for instance, you're done, close the lid, put it in a bag. Usually when you close the lid, something like a laptop goes to sleep. And by doing so, it would disconnect from any kind of Wi-Fi networks that would have been connected to. Therefore, starting the timer right here, as this is on a, I think, 5 or 10 minute timer, at which point the phone itself will turn off your hotspot, which is great because hotspot does consume more of your phone's battery. And when you're done using it, it just kind of takes away that need to remember to turn it off, as the phone will do it for you and not waste any more battery. Now, whenever you want to actually use it, you just find the toggle, simply tap on it to turn it on, and you're good to go. And additionally, you can also turn it off yourself if you did remember about it before the timer runs out, or maybe you're just done using it, but you're still kind of going to proceed to continue using your laptop, so it obviously wouldn't disconnect from it. So you can just go in here, click on this once more, it's off, and that's it. So, with that being said, I hope you found this very helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Hello, in this video I'm going to show you all backup methods on POCO X8 Pro. Okay, to create a backup of our data, we need to open up the settings. Now click on About Phone, scroll down a little, and click on Backup and Restore. Okay, we have a mobile device backup. We can copy our backup into our computer. We can also use the Xiaomi Cloud, and we can also use the Google backup. Let's begin straight from the top. Draw your pattern, and in here select what things you want to copy. In my case, I want everything except third-party apps and the app data. Now, if you have selected everything, click on Backup. The process will begin. In my case, it won't take long because I didn't select apps, but you need to be aware that in this option of the backup is stored in the internal storage of our device. So for example, if you reset your phone, if you reset the phone, the backup will be also lost. So you need to have that in mind. So that's why we are going to copy it into our computer now. If you click on Restore, it's right in here, the backup that we have just created. And now let's copy that backup into our computer. So let's click on the computer, and in here we have a tutorial how to do it. And now let me quickly switch to my desktop, so I'll be able to show you that. Now we need to connect our phone into our computer using the USB-C cable. So connect both devices to each other. Now open up the notification bar, click on charging this device via USB, and select File Transfer / Android Auto. Now, we gotta open up the File Explorer on our phone, on our computer, and now go into this PC. As you can see, our Poco has appeared. So double click, internal shared storage. Now go into My UI. Now backup, all backup, and in here we have the folder with the backup that we have just created. So Control C, and for example, you can paste it on your desktop. Here it is. If you're interested, you can, for example, create a new folder. So let's create a new folder. Let's name it Poco Backup, and we can copy it. And now it's safely stored on our computer. So that's how you can copy it. Now let me go quickly again to the full screen. Okay, we can now unplug the cable, and now it's safely stored. Now let's go back and let's use the Xiaomi Cloud. Of course, if you want to use the Xiaomi Cloud, you need to be signed into your Xiaomi account. If you don't have one, you can create it. It's fully for free. And now we need to have some free storage space. I have 3 GB left, so it should be completely enough. Now click on Backups. As you can see, we need to give permissions, so click on Allow. And now, if it doesn't appear, don't worry, you can go straight into Settings, then go into Apps, find the Xiaomi Cloud. Okay, click on that, click on App Permissions, and in here you need to see what's not allowed, and we have to manually click on Allow for everything that doesn't appear. So that's how we need to do it. Okay. Okay, now everything is enabled. So let's go back into our Xiaomi Cloud. Okay. We can now click on Backups and click on Backup Now to create. Okay, you can see that this will take from 5 to 10 minutes, so we gotta be patient. As you take a look, it backed up 27 apps. Already we have 90%, so it shouldn't take much time. But let's keep waiting. Okay, backed up successfully. We can click on Done. And now our backup is stored in our Xiaomi Cloud. Of course, if you want to restore it, for example, later in the future, you'll need to be signed into the exact same Xiaomi account. Okay, and now let's go with the last option, the Google backup. Of course, you need to be signed into some Google account. In here, select photos and videos and other device data and click on Confirm. Okay, it is really important that those things need to be enabled, and as you click on other device data, in here you can take a look into which Google account you are currently signed into. And just like with the Xiaomi Cloud, if you want to restore the backup later in the future, you need to be signed into the exact same Google account, so you cannot forget it. Okay, now go back, and to create a backup, hit this big green button. I also need to confirm by drawing my screen lock. The process will begin. In here, a small circle should appear at any second. So let's keep waiting. Yeah, here it is. And it's going to slowly fulfill. When it disappears, it usually means that our backup has been successfully created. If everything goes fine, we'll see a notification on the bottom of the screen. So it might take a little bit, so I'm about to speed up the video. Okay, the backup has finally finished. It took longer than I expected. But as we take a look on other device data, we can see under backup details what things has been backed. In my case, for call history and SMS and MMS messages, there's no data because simply I don't have any messages or call history on this device. But for example, I have device settings and apps and app data copied successfully. Alright, and that's all in this video. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe.
Welcome. In front of me is a POCO X8 Pro, and today I will show you how you can import contacts from your SIM card to the device. So, to get started, you will unfortunately want to open up the Contacts application from Google. The reason I'm saying unfortunately is because it's a pretty bad application. One that basically tries to gain all your information or other people's information without their permission. And also one thing that it does is just ask you to give it permission to send you notifications. Don't allow that. There's no reason why Contacts as an application should be sending you notifications. It's there to store contacts and nothing really else. I don't give two hoops about new contact being imported or whatever the notification would be about. Now you can also see I have some contacts visible in here. I can click on all contacts to see where they are from, and all of them are actually pulled from the SIM card. Now in any case, let's navigate to Organize. And depending on if you are signed into Google account or not, the entire process might change just a bit on how it looks and acts. So number one, when you go to the Organize, if you're signed into a Google account, that Google account will take priority of settings, and this device as a category will be at the bottom as a last category. So you need to scroll all the way to the bottom and then select Manage SIM, which in turn will show you all the contacts that are located on your SIM card. Now, let me quickly try to grab another phone so I can potentially show you how this looks like if it's signed in on the other one, as this would look typically a little bit different if you are signed in. Okay, so I got the phone which is signed in. So first I'm going to show you how to import through kind of this kind of look and talk about it, and then quickly show you how it looks like when you have a Google account signed in as well. So in here you will be able to choose deselect contacts that you don't want. By default they should all be selected. If you have some of them that are deselected and grayed out, don't worry, these contacts already exist on the location that it will be imported to. Now you can also see I don't have any options to select where I will import my contacts to, which that's because, well, it's only going to import them to the device, which is where I want them anyway. Now, if I had a Google account signed in, it would give me additional options, which is what I will be showing you on the other device. But if you don't, it defaults to the device, doesn't give you option, and you can obviously import it. So we're going to click on that. Now, one thing that it also does is this moronic question. This is just Google, because it is their application, trying to have you baited into giving them information later on. So right here, they're trying to delete your contacts from your SIM card, so later on you can be more reliant on them. Now, it's not how it's said. It's telling you to remove copies from SIM. To clear up your SIM, remove copies of imported contacts. Contacts that aren't imported won't be affected. You know what? This kind of moronic logic, I can also apply to other things. Let me just go to my car, siphon out gas out of the tank, and then I can go to the gas station to put more gas. What a lovely idea, right? So obviously we're going to be selecting keep. There is no reason to delete them. Contacts on your SIM card are like a nice hard backup of your contacts that you can move in between devices. And well, it's good to have that. Now, relying on Google to store your contacts is stupid, because if Google goes down their servers, you lose your contacts. That's one. Number two, the contacts that are imported to Google, well, they're not private. Google uses those to basically help them improve their targeted advertisements, sell it, and so on. So it's kind of a bullshit way for Google to circumvent consent, as they're basically relying on you giving consent for someone else. You know what? With this logic, I give you consent to go to Google and steal their AI data centers. You have my permission, and apparently, by Google standards, that's all you need. Someone else's permission to do something, and it becomes completely fine. So by all means, go there and, you know what, burn it down to the ground. I give you permission if you want to do that. Anyway, jokes aside, once you import your contacts, you can go to your contacts list right here, and they should be visible in here. As you can also see, they are right now being duplicated. So to mitigate that, you could click right here where it says all contacts, and for instance, specify that you want to see contacts that are stored on this device only, and this would then hide the ones that are on the SIM card. Now, to quickly show you the alternative kind of way that you can view the contacts and import them, just take that out. Come on, off you go. I'm going to be using the Pro Max right here instead of the Pro. There we go. So again, I'm going to do the same thing, manage SIM, and you should be presented with, come on, takes a moment to load the contacts. There we go, this kind of BS. So here's Google being an absolute scummy piece of shit, and I will take my time just completely shitting on them for this, because this is just despicable. So these conniving cunts have the audacity to give you this option, device and Google, in hopes that they can trick you to select it instead of selecting the other option that you're probably interested in. As before, you had a drop-down menu which gives you your Google and then device. Now they get this pop-up and they give you the device and Google. So you automatically looking at it, well, it covers both of the things. I do want to do the device, maybe not Google, but it looks like I don't have an option, right? But you do, it's just hidden behind the more. And these scummers have the audacity to hide a single option under a single option. Excuse me, there's like half more screen visible right here for you to utilize. And this is with the increased size of text. Typically, that's about a third, 2/3 of the screen left that they could have not obfuscate device only behind a more. Because it's not like that shrinks it so much that it helps it. So it's just their bullshit, scummy piece of shit logic of trying to trick you into doing the Google thing so they have access to these contacts. And that doesn't end there, because usually when you import your contacts, again, it gives you the same bullshit to delete them. Typically, when you go to your contacts list, let's see if this will happen. It might not, because all of these contacts actually exist on the Google account anyway, but I'm not hypocrite right here. None of these contacts are real contacts. They're just like your number, mailbox, and so on. But in any case, let's go back into our contacts. Okay, yeah, it doesn't show up. But typically, when you open up your contacts list and contacts aren't synced, you'll get a quick little pop-up right here, which has option. I think it's kind of something like "Let's go," and that's the only thing that is visible. So you're trying to get rid of it. So you click "Let's go," and automatically Google's like, "Ha, gotcha, sucker! All your contacts are now ours. Cool. We trained our AI, sold the data. Cool. You want to undo this? Well, tough shit. It's already too late." So, like I was saying, import your contacts to the device itself, not to the cloud, because there's just way too much personal information. And to show you this personal information, going back to the actual phone, if I were to edit this contact, when you import it to device or cloud, Google, it's the same thing. All these informations, when it's filled out, Google or you would have access to it on your device or cloud. So we have things like pictures for contact, cover photo, first name, last name, company, multiple numbers, labels, notes, email, birthdays, address where they live, other consists of things like nicknames, job titles, departments, and so on. This is everything. When you fill this out autistically, like I would typically do, when you import this to the cloud to Google, Google now has access to all of this information that the person that this contact would belong to never consented to sharing. So I find this to be, well, a little bit of a BS way for Google to circumvent consent here. So that's why I recommend doing it to the phone only. And if you want to have your contacts available on other devices, move them in between seamlessly, easily, what you could do is download an application that allows you to create a backup file of contacts, which I think it's called VCF file. And that you can just move to like a USB stick, move it to another device or to a SD card, zip it up, mail it to yourself if you want to, that also works. And it's literally just like a one-click import of your contacts. But in any case, with that being said, I hope you found this very helpful. And if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Welcome. In front of me is a POCO X8 Pro, and today I'll show you how you can hard reset this device through settings. So, before I get started with the actual reset, I do want to quickly talk about backing up your device. So if you're not interested in backing up all your data, then by all means skip forward by like 7 minutes or so till the point I basically get to the actual reset. But for people that do want to back up their device so they can preserve anything like photos, videos, contacts, and so on, then I'll be showing you how you can achieve that. Now, I'll be showing multiple different ways, so you can pick whichever one works best for you, and I'll also be talking about one of them particularly that probably a lot of people use, but it's most likely not going to be the good option. So let's go into the settings first, and in here you want to navigate to About Phone, and scroll all the way down, and you will find Backup and Restore. And here we have all the different ways we can back up our device, but this isn't actually all the ways we can preserve our data, as there is one more which I personally like the most. Well, let's start off with the worst one, which is also the most common one, which is the Google backup right here. If I click on it, it will tell me that, for instance, I have backup details like photos, videos, and then other device data. So if you have on and green check marks, that means that it's all backed up, and you can utilize that. It's fine, but it has limitations. So if you don't care about these limitations, then by all means use this. So photos and videos, you can back it up only to 15 gigabytes, as this is your free tier of Google storage that you get with your account. If you have less than 15 gigabytes of photos, by all means use it. It's going to be great. But just know that also applications will matter. So on the other one, the other device data, we have things that will be backed up like your contacts, call history, device settings, app and app data, SMS and MMS messages. Now, majority of this thing that will be backed up right here is for Google's own benefit, as let's be honest, they monetize this and they also feed it to their AI to train it. So things like your contacts, call histories, and so on, that isn't being backed up for you, that is being backed up for Google themselves, so they have access to it. So generally that already leaves a bad taste in my mouth personally, which I just hate it. But the worst offender of them all in here is the applications. Calling this a backup is an insult, as what it actually does is not backup data, as backup would actually require you to create a copy of something, create it from the existing one on your device. What it actually does is, when this supposed backup has been created, it just gives itself a little sticky note to itself that this is what this phone used to have when it's being restored, this backup specifically. Download said applications that were on this device through the restoration process. Download them from Play Store. Now, this poses a little bit of a problem, because let's say little Timmy was using this device and he downloaded from Play Store Yuzu Emulator, which he enjoys so much, emulating Nintendo Switch games on his phone. And now he's resetting it and he wants to preserve it. And, well, he clearly sees and reads that it's backing up his applications and up data and so on. I mean, it's cut and dry kind of thing. Backs it up, that's all I need to know. But what will happen is little Timmy resets his phone later on after he backed it up, And then when he's restoring the data onto either this one or a new device, that Yuzu emulator is nowhere to be found, because what happened is the Nintendo Avenger squad of lawyers got to the creator. The creator needed to basically fight for his life by removing any kind of shred of this information, this application, from everywhere that he possibly can, so he doesn't lose his literal livelihood that he has worked for all his life. And one of those would have been Play Store. It got completely nuked out of existence from there. So it's no longer available there. So when little Timmy is restoring this data, which requires the process to download this application from Play Store, well, Play Store no longer has this application, so it can't really download it from there now, can it? So that's problem number one. And number two, any application that was also outside of Play Store is just completely ignored. It's like it doesn't exist to Google Backup, even though it's literally on their operating system. So it's more or less their choice to not back it up out of principle, because you're supposed to get it from them and not from GitHub or anywhere else. Okay, so with that out of the way, the two other options that you can utilize right here will be things like mobile device, which would create a backup of all the data to the phone itself, which would require you to move it out of that phone later on, because when you're resetting it, it would be removed anyways. And to the computer directly through a cable and a program. Or alternatively, you can also do the cloud backup to Xiaomi, but this would limit you to only a Xiaomi device. Potentially, these ones might as well, these two. So I never tested them out, so just be warned. Now, the last and best option, in my opinion, might not be specifically this application, but any application that works the same way. So let's go to our System Apps folder, and in here find Mi Mover application. This app, is going to be the application that you will use to move data to another Xiaomi device. So the way it works is you use different applications depending on which brand of the phone you're moving the data to. So you need to download the application of the phone you're moving the data towards. So as an example, if you're getting rid of this phone, you got a new Samsung as an example, you will need to download Samsung's application, which is Smart Switch. It looks very similar to this. It acts the same way, does the same function, but each one of these companies kind of makes their own version and allows it to you to move data in between their own brand and to their brand. It just makes it easier, but they wouldn't be spending money to develop application that would let you easily move from them using their own tools. So some companies have their own, and to give you some of them, obviously Xiaomi has the Mi Mover and Samsung has Smart Switch. We have Oppo, Vivo, Realme, and OnePlus. All four use the same one, which is Clone Phone. And just to give you a heads up, Clone Phone, depending on the brand, either OnePlus has like a red and white version of the icon, Vivo has blue and something. They're all the same. In reality, it doesn't really matter. They all work interchangeably. And you have also Huawei, which uses Phone Clone, so the other way around. And I think Motorola has something like Moto Move. So those are the ones that I know of. So any one of these applications, if you're moving to that brand of device, you need to download it on here and then move your data through that. If you have another Xiaomi, then use this. And any one of these works basically the same way, and it works flawlessly. Doesn't have any kind of BS limitations like Google Cloud Backup or anything like that. So just, it is one that I recommend utilizing. Now, with that being said, we can now start the reset. So let's go into our settings. And again, we're going to navigate to About Phone, as our reset options are right here at the bottom called Factory Reset. And in here, it presents you with a list of data that will be removed, which at this point shouldn't really matter, as our device is most likely backed up. And you can select Erase All Data. If you have some kind of screen lock, you do need to confirm it right here. And when you do so, it will give you again, option to back up your device right here. And this is only going to let you back it up to the Xiaomi cloud. Again, just like Google, Xiaomi wants your data so they can monetize it. That's why I personally prefer to go through local backup and do something that is either from phone to phone or to my own hardware. But anyway, our device again is backed up already, so we can just select Factory Reset. and Xiaomi will get you this message again, because we already got info that this will delete all data. And then we have it again, will erase all data on your device. Cool. And we have a 10-second timer. And then we got another 10-second timer. Make sure that important items and blah, blah, blah are backed up, because you can't undo this. Cool. And it's now going to begin actual reset. This process will take about 2 minutes or so to finish up, and when it's completed, we will be presented with Android setup screen. So I'll be back once that is visible for me. And as you can see, the process is now finished, and you can set up your device however you like. So if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Welcome. In front of me is a POCO X8 Pro, and today I'll show you how you can record screen on this device. So, to get started, you will want to swipe down from the top right side of your screen, which will bring down your toggles, and somewhere in here, you will be looking for your screen recording toggle, which might not be added by default because, well, I don't see it. So if you don't see it, you can click on the edit button right here. As you can see, there was no labels in there, but in the editing, we do have labels. You can also read it, and you can also toggle it on right here to keep these labels after you're done editing this list. So anyway, let's scroll down, find our screen recorder. There it is. Click on the plus, and then just click on the check mark to have it saved. Now, once you see it in this list right here, first time around, I recommend holding it. This will quickly take you to the settings where you will be able to customize the quality of your recording. Now, one of the first things, we have the resolution, which is already set to the highest one. That's good. You don't want to lower it. Keep it as it is. This will get you a nice, sharper image. Next, we have a video quality in megabits per second. It's set to 16. This is going to be generally okay. But if you want to, you can push it to the second higher option, which is the 24 megabits. Now, to explain this quickly, this basically actually defines the quality of the recording. Resolution sets the just general resolution of the recording, but even though you might have a high resolution, the recording might look very pixelated, very kind of weird with a low enough bitrate. 16 to 24 seems like a great option, even when you increase the frame rate. Anything above that, I personally find as a diminishing return. And you don't want to crank it up all the way to the top just because you can. As you can see, you can go even to 100. As literally, basically, in this case, like with the highest one, I think every second would be 100 megabytes of space on your device, or something along those lines. So this actually defines how much space is taken from your device per a single second of recording. The higher you go, the more space you will take for the same length, which obviously once you approach a specific point of quality where you don't see any kind of gains from it, there's no point pushing it further. You're not getting anything out of it anymore. So like I said, diminishing returns at that point. And I find it that anything above 24, I generally can't tell the difference, though I have never actually personally checked out any kind of screen recordings like this on a big ass TV to see if maybe on, like, 65 inches I can maybe spot some difference. Typically what you will notice though, when recording this and like doing it at a low bit rate, I'm actually going to demonstrate it, is when you start recording, let's go back in here. Gonna begin, and keep in mind right here everything looks super sharp. Even in motion this looks fine. There's nothing wrong with it. So I do want to basically do a little bit of a movement, because quick movement is basically what screws it up. And now I can go to view it. Hello. There we go. So now when I zoom in, you can start to see the problem. So this is kind of hard to maybe spot on the recording. So this is visible normally to me, and maybe if I bring it up closer, God, it's kind of hard. Hopefully you can see this, but for instance, do you see this weird stuff around the right here, the notification that I have one message, right? Or one notification. There's like this weird in the blue area artifacting, and this is not what you're supposed to be seeing. There is like just straight up a block around it that looks like a mixture of multiple colors and so on. And you can see this all throughout, for instance, around specifically text. Let me see if maybe I want to increase brightness. Will that make a difference? So I don't know, this should be visible. You can see there's like a literal block around the text right here. And the letters themselves look very kind of fuzzy in a way, like around the edges. Has a lot of weird things happening. This is going to be primarily visible in motion. And because when you stop moving the image, see, actually talking about this, this looks freaking horrendous right here. This looks awful. Again, camera right here isn't picking it up as much as I can see on a viewfinder. This looks to camera a bit more subtle than it does in person looking at this. This is just straight like gallery. This is horrendous, and this can be visible, like holy hell. So even when this is just looking very glitchy like so, when the image stops moving, so maybe like right here, you can zoom in, there's still a little bit of wonkiness happening to it, but it's much less. And when the image stops moving completely for like several seconds, this actually just catches up and then starts to look sharper and sharper. So that's kind of what bitrate will do to your image. And no matter what the resolution of it is, this is just kind of generally going to be the effect of it. So I find, like I was mentioning before, 24 is going to be probably what you're looking for to remove this kind of artifacting look. And moving on to the next option, we have orientation, which we have three options: auto, portrait, and landscape. Now you can use auto. It's a decent enough option, but if you're planning to use auto, make sure you start recording in an orientation that you will be viewing specific content that you actually want to record that is going to be in. So as an example, if I'm planning to record some kind of game that I'm going to be playing, if I start recording in auto and I'm just on my home screen, and then I open up something that would be moved into a landscape from portrait, that would completely screw it up. And I will record that later on just so you can see that in effect. But if you're planning to do that kind of thing where you're switching between orientations, and for instance, I don't know, game is the one that you're going to be focusing on, then maybe set it that it's permanently locked to landscape instead of portrait. This will remove a little bit of headache later on. when you spend time, I don't know, maybe recording some kind of gameplay, just so you can view it and realize that you have black bars on top and bottom of your recording that are absolutely massive. Next we have sound source, we have none, microphone, system, or both. If you're planning to ever use both, do make sure you use some kind of headphones or just turn down the music right here. As what will happen is when system sound is being recorded, it's being recorded internally, then it's get passed through the speakers, at which point microphone might pick it up through those speakers and record it the second time, creating an unwanted echo effect. And lastly, we have the frame rate. Now we have several different options in here, but I would generally recommend selecting 60. This gets you this nice buttery smoothness, at least for recording purposes, and anything above that would be visible to you if you're watching this on a phone, but not so much if you're planning to use this footage, for instance, on YouTube, Instagram, or anywhere else, as it will be automatically turned down from 90 to 60 again. So it kind of, defeats the purpose. Now we have a couple of toggles right here, like lock screen to end recording, show touch gestures, which will enable just so you can see how that looks like, and show button tops. So now that we're going to begin recording, I will be showing a couple different things in here while on that recording. So let's begin. I'm going to click right here. And again, I'm going to do the same thing as I did before, so we can check out as a zoom again. Additionally, let's open up a game. So you will be able to see that this is in landscape now. So there we go. I'm not gonna let it load, it doesn't really matter that much. And one last thing that I want to show is something like this. Now let's try that again. There we go. And you can see there's content visible right here, and so on. This will be important in a moment. Now once you're done recording, you can click right over here, stop the recording with a square, and this will automatically save it to your gallery application like I opened up before. And in the gallery application, you can navigate to the second tab right here, screenshots and screen recordings album. Make sure you click on the screen recording tab, and here it is. So first, let's check out, let's see, come on, play the... So you can see this is much cleaner. This was literally paused in motion, and this is sharp. Now it's not perfect. There is still just a tiny bit of stuff happening, but I am zooming it in. Like this is just zoomed the hell in. In this kind of position, I can't tell that there is something happening here. It all looks freaking sharp. So anyway, that's one thing. Next will be the game. So you can see that right now when I open this up, you will begin to have black bars here and here. And let me move it into a different orientation so this becomes a little bit more apparent how it looks like. So just to move it just a titsy bit before. So you can see here is just the normal one. We have black bars on each side, right? And this stays this way, or the orientation is still the same. So the full screen image is now basically being placed sideways on the screen. So you have black bars at the bottom here and here. So like I said, when you're planning to record any kind of game content, make sure you start recording in already a landscape mode, so this kind of thing doesn't happen to you. And lastly is this. So here was content visible on the screen, which you now clearly can see that there is absolutely nothing on that recording other than a black screen. So what you just experienced was a feature of Android designed for privacy and security of the user. It is going to be most commonly encountered in bank applications, which do this to actually protect you. And as a hypothetical situation, if you ever downloaded some kind of malware, that malware would try to use screen recordings or screenshots to try to figure out your passwords or pins to your bank, you could imagine how that would be not beneficial to you. So banks basically block this. There is no screenshots that can be taken. Screen recording provides them with just a black screen, so nothing there. So your security is basically protected. Now, in applications like Netflix, you had this happen because Netflix thinks that you, with your phone that you purchased with your money, and their shitty subscription that you also pay for, you are also now responsible for protecting them from piracy. It's your job now, which you don't get paid for. Which, as far as I remember, doing something that you're not getting paid for is called slavery, so screw you, Netflix. But in any case, it's done to basically protect them from piracy, like you should give a single shit about it. And because I find this to be absolutely like disgusting, considering this is my phone and application can change how I can use my phone, no matter if that application is open or not, I should still have a choice to basically deny this. Now, I find this annoying just because I don't own a Netflix account, and shit, application came with this phone out of the box. So Netflix paid money to have this application installed out of the box on the phone, right? And they have the audacity to then change how I can use it without me ever agreeing to terms of service or use or anything of theirs. I don't own an account, never did. So this is done without my consent. And because things done without my consent don't really go too well by me, I'll be showing you ways to kind of circumvent this, as capturing a video of a show or movie that you're watching on Netflix or any other streaming platform, as basically every streaming platform does this, is, you're damn right, if you're paying for the service, it's your right to capture it. It's not piracy just by recording it. Piracy is when you're sharing it, and even that can't always be considered piracy because you do have fair use law, which allows you to share some kind of content, which is even copyrighted, up to a specific point. So I think it's like 30 seconds or something like that. You need to check it. And you can share it without any kind of, copyright piracy claims. So for that reason, I'll be showing you how you can find content like that you'll be able to find on Netflix or other streaming platforms, every streaming platform, and be able to capture it without a problem there and share it if you want to, again, under the fair use. Now, how you use this, honestly, I don't care. But so what we're gonna do is open up our browser. Now, I'm not gonna show you exactly the website that you need to go to. I'm gonna show you how to find any kind of website like that. Now, reason for that is I did show specific website before, and that website is no longer available. So either this could have been coincidence that by showing it, it got taken down at similar time, or it could have been because of me. But in any case, whatever I showed on that video would be no longer relevant to people that are watching it right now, as that site is dead. So instead, I took a different approach now, which is teach a man to fish to feed him for life. And what are we going to do here is navigate to and Google search. Once I can get rid of this garbage, we're going to search for pstream.mov, and you want to add alternative. Or we can also search for something like free alternatives to Netflix or something along those lines. Now, how you search for it is completely up to you. This one, for instance, I know that gives me a result of different sites that I can view, and you're particularly always going to be looking for Reddit. Reddit is a go-to place for this kind of information, not the AI overview. Completely ignore this dog shit. It's complete piece of shit like Plex. Are you kidding me? So in here you will actually find what we're looking for. So we have a couple different places you can go to watch this kind of content. Now, depending on how you search for it, you will find different links to different domains, and you might want to experience with different ones, as not every domain, not every one of those sites will work the same. Some of them might have annoying ads, which obviously if you're trying to skip shittification, having a shitty ads defeats the purpose of it. Now, because whatever you'll find will be running on a browser, you don't need any kind of account to access this and watch anything. You can just open it up on any browser, view it from there, and browser don't block screen recordings or screenshots, so you can record or capture whatever you want, and then just close the browser and move on. So there we go. That's about everything that I had to say about it, and I hope you did find this video helpful. And if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.